Welcome to the Perth Footy League's A-grade match of the day.
Today we are broadcasting from the Morris Buzzacott Reserve as Fremantle C.B.C take on Scarborough.
We thank our Perth Football League major sponsor, Carlton United Breweries, and of course our broadcast sponsors, Dartfish, Filming Footy and Sports Interactive. Now please welcome your commentary team, Cam Robbins and Ward Harris.
Welcome to round 10 of this A-grade clash between Fremantle C.B.C versus Scarborough. My name's Cam Robbins, joined in the commentary box by once again the superstar guru, Bretty Mayo. Hello, Brett.
Oh, might be a bit overrated, that comment, Cam, but yeah, good, mate. It's great to be here. It's a beautiful day to be playing footy. It might be a little bit chillier later on for the commentating crew, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ward Harris, he's got a bit of a sore throat at the moment, mate, so he's got the afternoon off, tucked up in bed, no doubt, listening to us. No doubt he'll critique our commentating performance this afternoon, and we'll see how we go.
I'd expect some texts from Ward during the afternoon with some helpful hints.
And also you had a coaching good win today for the Hammersley team, Beat?
Yeah, Hammersley Crean Colts I'm helping out with, which is great. They've only had back into the Colts League competition for the last 2 years. So my middle boy, Nick, who's 19, is part of that team. So yeah, just helping out.
Very good. Now, last time I saw these sides in round 4 was Fremantle CBC's a night game versus University. Really good game there at Fremantle, and they went down by just over probably 10 to 12 points. And last time I saw Scarborough played, actually they beat Kingsway by 31 points. But it's been a long time since drinks. Round 4 for Scarborough, Brett. They're in the potential relegation stage at the moment. So very important game this for Scarborough today.
Yeah, absolutely. They lose this, obviously finals are completely gone. On the other side of the fence, CBC are in that real mix of sort of 5th to 8th, which is very tight in the ladder. So it's a vital game for them. But after winning it last year for Scarborough, and obviously probably got some depth problems this year, it's vital for them to obviously try and stay in A-grade.
Absolutely. With Fremantle CBC sitting at the moment 5th with 4 wins and also 4 losses. Scarborough sitting 8th with 2 wins and 6 losses. Both Scarborough, Collegians and Wembley, they're both around that league with only 2 wins, so very important games for them. Last week, Scarborough got belted by Curtin Uni Wesley by 49 points, and last week, Fremantle CBC had a fantastic win over Trinity Aquinas by 1 point. So one side's come off a good win, Brett, and another side's come off a bit of a shellacking.
Yeah, as you spoke about earlier, Scarborough have had probably a tough 5 to 6 weeks, and CBC's confidence should be right up after obviously a 1 point victory over TAs last week. They've got a fair bit to play for today, the Fremantle team.
Well, you think of the Scarborough lineup on paper, Brett, seemed fairly strong. A lot of ex-Subiaco Premiership players in, and the captain coach Wade Toomey, the former Swans, and also the Carlton player as well. So a lot of experience on the line for Scarborough. Likewise, Fremantle CBC, they've coached by the former player from East Fremantle and North Fremantle and Anthony. So they've got a lot of talent as well, both sides. But I think on paper, if you're looking at the sides, you'll probably think Scarborough on paper are the better side, but Fremantle CBC sitting 5th and Scarborough sitting 8th.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be just those middle tier players that you need to stand up, and the latter would lead us to the fact that obviously CBC might be a little bit stronger across the whole board, and Scarborough might be relying on too few. So obviously when you're coming into a situation that Scarborough are in, the first 20-25 minutes is vital to get a good start, especially when you're away from home.
Absolutely. Now Scarborough, they've got the white Guernseys on because they're away, and the Fremantle CBC there are the green and the yellow V. Very good ground. There's very good calling on the hill there, Brett, and thanks once again for producing Harley and Jack doing the filming for you this afternoon. It should be a very interesting game. Other games around the grain are Trinity Aquinas versus University. That should be a fairly good game. North Fremantle versus North Beach. That's a very good game because North Fremantle were very impressive last week, weren't they, Brett?
Yeah. I think one of our 3 commentators picked them to win.
It was you, mate.
Yeah, that's right. And they're an impressive team at home. They're obviously a lot harder to beat at Gil Fraser. So that's a really interesting game, and they'd be keen to continue the good work from last week against Kingsway, but obviously up against the top team at North Beach.
Yeah, undefeated at the moment, the Beach. And other games are Curtin Uni Wesley versus Collegians, and Wembley Kingsway got a late game at 4:10, and I'll be calling past there and having a couple of frothies with a couple of lads. One of the guys you know very well, Mark Lane. So shout out to you, Lane. He'll be listening. So looking forward to that game as well. So interesting contest this. Also playing for the best on ground once again. We have the fantastic thongs. Have a look at those very good thongs, the Archie thongs. There they are. They've gone the blue this week, Brett. We had the white ones last week. They've gone the blue and also got the dartfish beanie.
Yeah,
so
the dartfish beanie, which will come in handy later today. I'm not sure the thongs will be that comfortable later today.
No.
Though.
So the best on ground once again will be awarded by myself and also Ward, and that is not negotiable. So we pick the best player. There's no argument. You and me decide. Whoever gets it, they get a little gift there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yep. So a bit of homework for us throughout the afternoon.
Absolutely. And who do you think will win this game, Brett?
Oh, I think Fremantle C.B.C just have a little bit too much to play for today. Obviously, Scarborough have had an up and down season, but Fremantle just in that mix, as I alluded to earlier, where they just can't afford to be dropping a game if they want to have a decent crack at some sort of success this year.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to tip Scarborough. There you go. Last time we saw Scarborough, I brought them good luck against Kingsway, and I think maybe Scarborough might turn the bit of the form around, and they might surprise Fremantle C.B.C and have a win away, which would be a good win for Scarborough. So I'm tipping Scarborough, you're tipping Fremantle C.B.C, and likewise last week you got the chocolates, so we'll see you get the chocolates this week, Brett.
Yeah, and I think knowing a couple of the Scarborough boys, obviously I hope they go well. A real key for him up forward is Scott Worthington, and that's a vital matchup for Fremantle CBC. Scott's capable of really controlling a game as a key forward and kicking multiple goals. So I'm sure the Fremantle team have put some homework into Scott.
And also the big ruckman too for Scarborough's number 28, Bomber Bogdogno. Now Bomber's played junior footy with Wembley Downs and Wembley, and a good friend of my nephew, young Riverson Robbins, and also he's played some senior games for West Coast as well in the reserve. So he's going to be a good ruck jewel in the middle. 28 is sporting the beard, so good jewel with him in the ruck. Interesting to see how he goes. He said that as soon as Vardy drops back, he's the first one out, so unfortunately they come out and he ends up playing Scarborough.
Handy inclusion for Scarborough though, obviously you didn't allude to that early before you did your tip, so well done to you, Cam.
Bit of inside knowledge,
yes.
mate. So
yeah, well done.
Just about ready to go we are, and Scarborough lining up. I think they're kicking to the left of to the right, I think. Certainly are, and also Fremantle CBC, they'll be kicking to the left. Thanks for your company. Should be a good game this. Brett Moe and Cam Robbins doing the calling for you this afternoon. His umpire waiting for the timekeeper to push the button, and we'll be away once again. Thanks for Haley producing and young Jack for doing all the filming for us this afternoon. And there we are, we're ready to go.
We're away and running.
We are away and running. Umpire throws the ball up. Bomber wins the ball to the ground. Kick off the left was okay. Roving off the back, Fremantle CBC played the veteran and Miles Franklin. He decides to switch the play and finds his teammate over there in Sam King. King tucked away in the half-back flank. Lowers his eyes, just maintaining possession of the game early, Fremantle CBC. And just chipping the ball on the far side, gaining a few metres they are. And it looks like Scarborough Brett is setting up the zone down back.
Yeah, it's got a real Subiaco look about it, that zone. Which has allowed some CBC guys out the back, but they're obviously banking on collecting it before it goes that far.
Good strong mark by Bomber, handball the ball off to Vallalonga. They push forward to Scarborough, but well done the defending there in Luke Harding on the left. Handballs the ball over the top, and they can run out the play once again through Dion Anthony, the brother of Liam. Played a couple of senior games for Fremantle as well. He chips the ball over the far side and finds his teammate there in Leek Salamoni. Former state player this far, and played a few league games for Perth as well. Sporting those very nice orange boots, he decides to go up the corridor. It's a risky kick. Worthington does a good spoil, but Fremantle CBC have the numbers. The handball is okay. Came out to David Roche. Roche on the left. On the fat side of the oval here. Fremantle CBC have the play. Then Tom Smith, he lowers his eyes. Good kick to space and hits up the full forward in Jordan Newman. Newman decides to kick the ball down the line. Could have done a lot more with that. And good spoil over the top by Benny Randall, the veteran for Scarborough.
Yeah, second game back, I believe, for Benny. A little bit out of condition still, but trying to help out. He's got wonderful foot skills. And
pretty good when he runs. Also a pub down the Sandbar. Been there numerous times myself. That's my local. So shout out to you, Randy and Neil. So the umpire throws the ball in. couple of metres away from the Fremantle CBC goal scoring area. Bomber wins the ball to the knock for Scarborough. Handball's okay for Fremantle. CBC around the corner was okay. Have the numbers here. It falls in the hand. It could be a throw. The umpire was right on it. Good decision by the umpire. And it can be a free kick to the Scarborough defender. It's a bit of a lull at the moment, Brett. They're just trying to feel each other out, I think.
Just trying to find their feet and get used to the conditions. It's a very still day at this stage, though, so no real excuses for poor skills today.
It's wonderful for the back line to come in to kick the ball for Scarborough. Wade Toomey giving a bit of direction. I think when you're captain coach, you've got to take the direction from the captain coach.
Yeah, it's a good idea to pass it to him too.
You would do. They kick the ball down the line, trying to find the big Ruttman in Bomber. Over the top was him. He gets on the second attempt, brings it through the corridor, tried to find Benny Randall. He's overrun it, Randall, making a bit of condition he is. So Fremantle CBC put the ball down the line. Good ball over the top by Harrison Court. Brings the ball to the ground. Fremantle CBC have the numbers. But good tackle then by the Scarborough defender, Spinner Mainstone. He was very good under pressure. They still have the numbers now. Finds Miles Franklin. Franklin Shirley's holding the ball. And the umpire saw that as well. And a good pressure by the veteran there in Scotty Tyres. So Tyres, half-back flank for Scarborough.
That's actually Scotty Worthington in 24 today,
got
mate.
A different number, is it?
Yes, he is, yeah. I do know Scotty, so he's going to get it back from Benny Randall. He's still on the half-back line, though.
It's unusual he's down back too, Brett. He's played a lot of game up forward, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's floated forward. He floated up the ground trying to get involved in the game, I feel.
So Worthington goes on the left. Ordinary kick, turns the ball straight back over to the defender there, Nick Borovic. The brother was Stephen as well. Borovic brings the ball in the corridor. Good kick. And hits up the player there in David Roche. Roche, umpire calls play on. So he gains a few metres, kicks to the half-forward flank. Good kick to space. It's a fantastic kick. A good hard lead and mark. It's taken by, I think, number 18 in Sam King. And good switch of play there.
Yeah, if it is Sam, it's hard to see from where we are, but it looks like it's going to be a terrific ruck battle, that one. The two big boys for both teams look quite agile and get across the ground quite well.
Here he goes, having a look. Kick for goals, about 40 metres out. Bit of an angle. Leans back on the ball. Kicks it to the hot spot and touch right on the line. Good defensive pressure by Scarborough to keep the ball in the ground. Well done by Court. Handball's over the top. Through traffic was okay through Toomey. Very smart. And kick down the half-back flank. And the boundary umpire says, give the ball to me. We've just gone just over 5 minutes at the moment. And it's no score yet at the moment, Brett. So once again, pressure on both sides has been good.
Yeah, and I would imagine Scarborough are quite pleased with this start. It's you go to travel to a away game and you haven't been in great form. I'm sure they're happy just to be involved in the contest still, and then hopefully trying to break clear from there to score early.
Good ruck work by King. Umpire seen something off the ball. He says, give the ball to me. A Scarborough free kick through Adam Villalonga, who won the MVP last year's grand final and the year before as well. So Villalonga, nicknamed Vella, chips the ball. Just about a good one-handed mark, been taken by Clay Murray. He decides to run the ball on. Bomber below his ear was okay, hit very heavily by Ned Brennan.
Couple of great smothers there by the CBC team just to keep it on the right in front of our commentary box on the wing.
Just 1%ers, Brett, always helps. So it's King versus Bomber. Well done by King, brings the ball again, good contest. King, the second effort was good, robes his own ball and chisels the ball down the line and finds his teammate there in Shen Brendan. Brendan, half-forward flank, he kicks the ball right in the pocket. Just about taking a good mark to bring the ball to the ground. King very agile for a big fella. Handballs the ball over the top there to Stephen Borovic. And Scarborough can run out there through Joel Ashman on the left. 1-on-2 there. Bit of a win there for the Scarborough play. Outnumber there was Clay Murray. He did very well under the pressure there, Brett, with two players against him.
He's actually started quite well. He's a good size and he's putting some real physical pressure on the CBC team.
So no score at the stage. Bit of a stalemate at the moment. Boundary umpire throws the ball in. Kick and a half out from the Fremantle CBC goal scoring area. King roved his own ball. Handball was okay. Under pressure was very good there in Salamoni on the left. Good pressure there by both sides. Ball comes to the ground. Umpire says, give the ball to me. Going nowhere. So right on the 50-metre mark, the Fremantle CBC area. just coming on 7 minutes, and once again, Brett, still no score.
Yeah, and to add some players in, Scarborough, it looks like Scarborough have added an extra mid in, which is allowing a free player back for Fremantle. It's going to make it difficult for them to penetrate past the half forward line.
So running under the numbers there was Liam Anthony, set upon by about 3 or 4 players. One of those was Harrison Court for Scarborough. He had a very good game. Last time I saw him play Kingsway, it's probably close to the best on ground, was Harrison Court. Old man David, former league player for C.B.C in the heydays. Bomber wins the ball of the contest. Handball was okay. Well done once again, been set up very well by Clay Murray, and good strong mark over the top taken by Scarborough. Decided to play on there. That player was Thomas Irwin. Kicking the ball to the captain. The play there was by Brandon Antonio, the former West Perth player. And really the first forward thrust Scarborough have had so far, Brett.
Yeah, and very good strong mark by number 23, who we don't have his details, but it was a good mark and he looks a good size. So first time inside 50 for Scarborough. So let's see if they can get some early goals on the board.
So right in the contest here, bringing the ball to ground was a Scarborough play there, and Mitch McPhee. Umpire says give the ball to me. Get those other players at quarter time, Brett. So I did actually get the list on my phone, so I'll update those for the listeners at quarter time. Right in the corner once again. Cop one high too. There was a Scarborough player, and he's going to be the first opportunity to have a ping for goals.
How often does it happen where a team dominates the play, had probably 6 or 7 inside 50s for Fremantle, and Scarborough go up the other end and score?
Certainly do.
So the player we alluded to earlier, number 23.
Sam Davis it is. Sam Davis,
top of the goal square, should
kick
convert.
This, and kicks very well, and that's the first goal on the board to Scarborough. Like Brett said, Fremantle C.B.C have had all the play so far, but we've just gone 9 minutes of the first quarter, and Sam Davis has slammed on Scarborough's first goal.
Yeah, some really good work down back from Clay Murray. He started the game extremely well, and he tried to penetrate the forward line a couple of times, and that time Sam helped him out with a good mark at centre forward, drifted forward from a boundary throw in, and got a high free kick and converted.
I think he's played some senior footy for Claremont, I think. Brother of Matt Davis, who plays for University.
Okay.
And the old man, very famous, the late Stewie Davis, a former Commonwealth Goals bowler for Australia. Bit of trivia there for what it's worth, Brett.
Yeah, no, that's good trivia too, actually, Cam.
So in the middle once again, Bomber doing the ruck work for Scarborough versus King. Well done on Bomber, brings the ball to the ground. Handball's okay. Chisels the ball out there from Ryan Sheen on the left. Keeping his legs was very good. That was Thomas Irwin. His second effort was fantastic by Irwin, and also Miles Franklin. And the field umpire says, give the ball to me.
Good clearance, disappointing execution on his left foot there, Ryan Sheen.
Did right. So kick and a half out for goal for Scarborough. Bomber through the strength. Did very well over King. Through traffic was okay. Was a player there in Brennan for Fremantle C.B.C. He's set upon by about 3 or 4 players. Could be in trouble here. The umpire says, no, give the ball to me. Once again, umpire throwing the ball up. Conditions here good. Overcast but no breeze to talk about. Bomber wins the ruckwork very easily. He's dominating the play so far. Handball was okay with the Scarborough player there in Brad Westcombe on his left. Tried to find Sam Davis. He overrun Antonio with the second and the third tackle. Was fantastic. Very good strong tackle by the former West Perth player, and held the ball up. The defensive pressure very good, Brett.
Yeah, absolutely. They're getting repeat entries now into their forward half.
So Paul brings the ball up. Joel Ashman through traffic was okay. Handball was even better. Oh, it went backwards. Wayward handball then by the play there in Sam Davis, who kicked the first. Running over the ball was Harrison Court, but his second effort was okay. Handball was okay for Scarborough. Could be in trouble here.
Yeah, they're coming at him in waves there.
They are, certainly are.
It was not handballing to be creative. It was handball to get out of trouble then.
So the field umpire says, give the ball to me. Short, probably 10 metres of the bullseye here, the way of Fremantle C.B.C. King versus Bomber. Bomber brings the ball to the ground. Second effort by him was very good. Hitting the ball very hard was the defender there, Nick Borovic.
So ball up just about right in the centre of the ground. Yeah, intriguing battle, these two big blokes. Great tackle again by Big Bomber. It's good on his second efforts. He certainly he follows up his ruck work really well, and so does King. So
Yeah, two very versatile players, aren't they? Like I said, the former Wembley and Wembley Downs junior footy player is young Bomber. So well done through Breek's strength. It hit the ball straight over to the opposition midfielder in Chris Baselli. He handballed the ball forward. Was okay, but under pressure, turned the ball over. That was a very ordinary effort then. Scarborough have the ball here, and they can kick the ball down the line. Comedy of errors here. It's a Fremantle C.B.C player of the ball in Anthony. That is Dion Anthony. Umpire says give the ball to me. We've gone 12-26 the first. Scarborough are 1 goal straight. That's 6. Fremantle C.B.C yet to score in a very low-scoring game, Brett.
yeah, you wouldn't think with the conditions we've got, but it's a tight tussle. Two teams fighting for different reasons. CBC to try and get in the top 3, and Scarborough to try and revive their season.
So Liam Anthony gets the ball for Fremantle CBC. He hits the ball forward and finds Stephen Borovic. Borovic gains about 20 metres in the forward attacking area for Fremantle CBC, and the boundary umpire says give the ball to me. Rotating the players around the Scarborough. The fella longer comes on.
Right on the 50 here for the CBC team.
So boundary umpire's going to throw the ball in. Brings the ball to the ground. Pretty shallow throw in. King, very good ruck work over the top. Tried to find his teammate there in David Roche, but he's stole by the ball by the Scarborough defender. Good effort by him through traffic was okay. Have the numbers over here. One of those players, Thomas Irwin. Handball was okay to Zach Morgan. Morgan's holding the ball. Very good tackle by the Fremantle CBC player, Nick Borovic. And he earns the free kick. This is Borovic right in front of the Scarborough interchange area. He lowers his eyes. Good kick to space. And lace out, finds his teammate there and Luke Salamoni. Handball over the top by Salamoni was okay. Chip down the line, finds King. Good effort. Fantastic kick by Chris Baselli. And first opportunity really for Fremantle CBC to have a ping at Goldsborough.
Yeah, difficult shot though. He's on a tight angle, but it was good use. Luke Salamoni started very well for the Fremantle CBC side.
So here's the big ruckman, Sam King. 40 metres out, bit of an angle there on the left. Deliberate shot of goals as Sam King looking at it. Starts right and stays right. And bring the ball to the ground. Defensive pressure by the Scarborough defender, Jamin Spinner Manstone was effective. The first score so far for Fremantle CBC. And Scarborough 1 goal. They bring the ball down the line and finds Chris Riddell. Riddell chips over the top and finds his teammate there in Thomas Willett. Willett can switch play. It's effective. Hits up a Scarborough defender in the back half of the ground. They run the ball down now here. Good chisel. Ball down the half-back flank. Good running by Toomey through the middle of the ground. He's tackled by about 3 or 4 players. One of those players was Luke Salamoni. As Brett said, started the ball game really well and got hold in the ball decision. So Salamoni kicks the ball down the right. Tries to find Anthony, and good spoil by the Scarborough defendant, Adam Valalonga. A lot of courage there to get a little bit of a fist on it.
Yeah, had a couple of big boys coming towards him, and he didn't blink an eye. Kept his eye on the ball really well. It's just lacking just a little bit of class at the moment, this game. It's just the execution. They're both obviously working hard. I think it's the team that starts to use the footy a little bit better in their front half will start to get a bit of ascendancy. Good
rock work by Bomber through the Placid Bay. Find Harrison Court on the left. On a fantastic mark. Would have played that. And up I said, no, come to ground. Through traffic was very good was Justin Morrissey. Handball over the top by Fremantle CBC. They pushed the ball to the forward half of the ground. The spoil over the top by Bomber was very effective. And lucky not to get a free kick was a Fremantle CBC play. The umpire says, give the ball to me. Fairly stagnant at the moment, just on 16 minutes of the first quarter. Brett, we've only had 1 goal scored in the entire quarter.
Yeah, so still an arm wrestle, Cam. It's probably exactly how Scarborough want the game to be played.
To bring the ball to the contest there. Anthony was good over the ball. I think he held it when he didn't have it. Was the Scarborough defender. And the umpire saw that as well. So good effort by the Scarborough defender, Clay Murray. He started the game extremely well as Murray. He can switch the play and finds Harrison Court. Court tucked in the back pocket, lowers his eyes. Oh, risky kick. Lucky it comes off to the Scarborough defender again. Gained a few metres, but they're still in a bit of trouble there in the half-back flank area. Umpire says to play on. Chip the ball down the line and finds Tommy Willett. Willett lowers his eyes. Risky kick, but it comes off. Yeah. Finds Antonio, who'll use that beautiful left foot, Antonio. Great kick and good strong mark by Davis over the hands was very good. Valalonga ran the ball down the lines. Good kick to space. It might run all the way. And good defensive pressure by the Fremantle CBC defender, Stephen Borovic. And first time they really pulled the trigger. Brett going through the corridor.
Yeah, it's just the skills we were just talking about. They hit 3 targets in a row. Worthington takes a strong grab at centre half forward and nearly ends up in their second goal.
So first minor blemish from the moment for Scarborough. Miles Franklin doing the dedicated kick out for the Fremantle CBC side. He decides to play on. Lowers his eyes. Oh, Bomber read that extremely well. He's a good kick for goals, this kid. I reckon he's going to have a ping. He's right on the 50-metre mark, but has a very big thumping kick. Does the Wembley Downs Junior Ruckman. So he's right on the 50-metre paint line. Brett, take a good kick, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't be having too much on him, Cam. A big ruckman from kicking from about 55, but we'll see how he goes.
Deliberate shot of goals he is. Oh. Tries to do the big barrel, came off, but made the distance okay, but just a minor point.
Not sure if he tried to do a barrel there or
barrel.
He just dropped it awkwardly. I'm not sure, but he did get onto it.
Definitely got the distance, didn't he? But
minor score.
Certainly is. So we've gone 18 minutes of the first quarter. Scarborough 1-2. Fremantle 1 point. Fremantle CBC have the ball tucked away in the full back area. Decides to play on, kicks the ball down the line. It's a good kick, gained a lot of metres. Tried to find Borovic, and good mark by him. He decides to play on down the line. Oh, pretty ordinary kick. He set his teammate up, and the Scarborough defender, Benny Randall, read that like a librarian, and he just punched it straight out of bounds for a boundary line throw-in.
Yeah, it wasn't kicked to the advantage of his forward then. Gave the defender too much of a good look at it.
Certainly did. So, boundary umpire throws the ball in, right on the far wing there. It's King versus Bogno. Bomber. King gets it, grabs out of the contest. Well done by him. Chain of handballs is okay. They kick the ball down the line. Once again, the spoil over the top. A very good mark taken by the Fremantle CBC forward.
Jordan Newman, I think it is, Cam, and he looks like he could be a bit of a handful. Is that probably his second shot on goal?
Yeah, strong mark, isn't he, Jordan Newman? Serious Newman, deliberate shot of goals. 40 metres out. Bit of an angle. Taking his shot at goals, Newman. Good run at goals. Kick the ball down the line, starts right and stays right for another minor score. Yet to trouble the goal score, and the goals are Fremantle CBC, but they're chipping away at the moment. They're 2 points to Charles Scarborough at the moment by one straight goal there, 1-2. Well done by Toomey. Through traffic was okay. Handball over the top was set his play up extremely well. Good hard running by Scarborough. Bring the ball down the corridor and find Scotty Worthington. Worthington will use that trusting left foot, kicks the ball down to a line. If it goes out the back, it could be okay. I think there's a push in the back to the Fremantle CBC defender. Should have done a lot more of that, the Scarborough player there in Zach Morgan.
Yeah, he was certainly outnumbered though. Didn't need to give away the free kick, but that's what happens, I suppose, when you push too many players up the ground. Sometimes you've got nothing deep to go to. So perhaps if Scott had his time again, he probably would have held it up on the wing.
So Fremantle CBC can take the play. He's running a long way. Lucky not to give away holding the ball. Valalonga brings the ball to the contest. Well done by Miles Franklin. Old-fashioned defender, he is the veteran. Franklin just runs the ball out the boundary line throw-in. Closing on just on 21 minutes of the first quarter. Scarborough 1-2, Fremantle CBC at 2 points. Boundary umpire throws the ball in. Bomber brings the ball to the contest. Good him, or tackled high surely was the Fremantle CBC player. Umpire saw that as well. He's been very impressive, this kid, Luke Salamoni.
He certainly started the game really well, had a lot of the footy. They just probably need to pull the trigger a bit as well instead of chipping it around and try and hit a target a bit further down.
So he's
had enough of the footy, they should have scored.
Absolutely, had a lot of play, haven't they? There's Lemmy Anthony, decides to play on, kicks the ball down the line, trying to find Franklin. Ordinary kick by Anthony. Should have done a lot more with that. Scarborough can pull the trigger through the corridor.
Wonderful
Finds
kick.
Chris Riddell. Riddell can lower his eyes. Good kick. And hard running on here is the Scarborough player there, and Ryan Sheen on the left. Good effort by him, and finds Sam Davis, who kicked the first goal. Brett, and a chance to bring up his second.
Yeah, it opened up from Tom Irwin, on the far wing. Just started to try and hit a target in the middle of the ground. It just opened the whole game up for the Scarborough team, which has led to another shot on goal.
Here's Sam Davis, kicked the first goal. Had to chance to kick his second. It's about 45 metres out, directly in front. And he's just hit the top of the point post.
Very top
just
of the
shaking
goalpost.
the point, but so very costly miss to Sam Davis. But good passage of play by Scarborough. They pulled the trigger like Brett said. They bring the ball through the corridor, open up the forward line area, but unfortunately they couldn't convert. So waiting for the ball to come back in by Miles Franklin.
After such a good win last week against TAs, I expected CBC to probably start a little bit better today.
They started very flat, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like you said, they're fiddling around with a footy rather than going direct. So Franklin goes along the distance, bring the ball to the ground. Well done by the big ruckman there in Sam King. But Scarborough have the numbers here through Vallalonga and/or spinner Mainstone. Through traffic was very good effort then by the Scarborough player and Tommy Shanahan. Had to go back to forward. Kicking on his right foot is Benny Randall. Oh, good strong
Great
mark.
Scotty.
Use of the body was very well by the veteran, the premiership player Scotty Worthington. And well done by Benny Randall. Very smart player he is. And
He just kicked it to the advantage of Scott. Scott used his body really well and a good grab, and we're right behind this shot. Nice left foot kick normally, Scott
he's
Worthington.
usually dead-eye dick, isn't he, Worthington? Right on the 50-metre line, right behind this one. Worthington taking a deliberate shot of goals to the left footer. Kicks the ball down the line and it's held up nicely for a great goal. Well done, Scotty Worthington. That's his first. More importantly, it's Scarborough's second. And they're at the scoreboard at the moment, 2-3. Fremantle are 2 points have gone just on 24 minutes. Definitely good goal, well worked out by Scarborough.
Yeah, perhaps coming off a terrific win last week, they've come here looking at the ladder and may have sold the Scarborough team a little bit sold them short here, I feel. They're just a little bit flat for a game that's so vital for the Fremantle CBC team, and a lot of pride in the Scarborough team. A lot of those players have played a lot of footy, and they're used to winning.
Absolutely, they're not used to being potentially in the relegation zone. Obviously, two sides go up and two sides go down. At the moment, it's a three-way battle between Collegians, Wembley and Scarborough. So, in the middle of the ground once again, Bomber, great ruck work, brings the ball to the contest. Hitting the ball very hard was Toomey. Well done by the Fremantle CBC player and Chris Baselli. He throws his ball on the boot to the half-forward flank. On the ball, the contest was Luke Pearson. He brought the ball to the ground. Fremantle CBC have the number. Hope more than it was the handball. Falls in the hand of Chris Baselli. He's set upon by 2 or 3 players. One of those is Benny Randall. Picks himself off the contest. And he says, give the ball to me. Wouldn't be too much time left in this first quarter. Can Fremantle CBC sneak a goal here? Well done by Randall. Through traffic was okay, but he got tackled and could be holding the ball, and it is.
Yeah, free kick. Benny just sort
Luke
of ran
Pearson,
into a bit of trouble.
Yeah. And there's Luke Pearson. Geez, right on the siren here.
Yeah, real blow to Scarborough. If Fremantle are able to kick a goal there, they've worked so hard to have a 2-goal lead. Might be the kick along that Fremantle CBC need though.
So here's Luke Pearson. Siren's gone. Left foot kick. Goes straight over the line, and very, very important goal to Fremantle CBC. They needed that one by Luke Pearson, and right on the quarter time break sees Fremantle CBC 1-2 with a trail Scarborough by 2-3. Goal scorers for Fremantle's Pearson, we just saw that for Fremantle CBC, and 1 goal each for Scarborough for Scott Worthington and Sam Davis. We'll take a short break and come back for the start of the second quarter. Welcome back to Morris Buzzercott Reserve, downtown Cardinia, the home of the Fremantle CBC Footy Club, who trail at the moment 1-2 to Scarborough 2-3. Finally got all the names sorted in the budgets there, so apologies for Luke Pearson. Didn't actually kick that goal for Fremantle CBC. It was Ned Brennan, so shout out to you, Ned. Good goal. Bit of players for both sides who are trying to find the best on ground to the beating the thongs there, Brett.
I thought for the CBC side, Salomone and the Ruckman King were influential. For the Scarborough team, I thought Clay Murray down back was very good. Big Bomber in the ruck. Sam Davis and Scott Worthington were involved in the game when they got the footy forward. They looked like dangerous tall targets.
So start the second quarter here, middle of the ground here. Good ruck work then by King, brings the ball to the ground. Scarborough have the balls around the contest. King, good handball over the top. They go forward to Fremantle CBC. Thumping kick, Wayne Toomey, too smart, too concise. He brings the ball to the ground and finds his teammate over there in Drew Kent. Kent decides to play on, kicks the ball down the line, sets his player up. Good sprawl over the top was the defender there, and Nick Borovic brings the ball to the ground. Second effort was okay by Borovic. They have the numbers here, do the Scarborough players, and the umpire says give the ball to me. But good positive start by Fremantle CBC.
Yeah, another player who had a good first quarter, got the first clearance there, was Chris Brazil for CBC.
Well,
he started the game well.
So over the far contest here, Scarborough brute strength tries to have the ball out, but well done by the fella there in Moggs. Franklin brings the ball forward, but good defensive mark been taken by Drew Kent for Scarborough. The true half-back flank position. He's looking at his options here, pretty stagnant there at the moment. So he decides to play on, kick the ball down the line. Does Kent turn the ball straight over, and a good defensive mark's been taken by Sam King.
Just both those kicks have just fallen a little bit short, just kicking into a slight breeze, Scarborough, this quarter.
And there's Anthony on the right. Beautiful kick. Lace out, finds the hard-running Chad Sims. We have a good player with a good use of the footy. That's exactly what Liam Anthony did then. Lace out, hit the fast-leading Chad Sims, and Sims a chance to put the goal on for Fremantle CBC. He's about 40 metres out. Wade Toomey on the mark. Sims' deliberate shot of goal, taking his time. Starts at left and stays left, and those goals you just can't afford to miss. David Roche.
Yeah, David Roche. Yeah, hard to see from here. It was a wonderful lead and great pass from Liam Anthony.
Well, you've got to convert those, can't you?
Yeah,
Brett?
you do.
You can't afford to miss those.
Really, it's got the smell of a really low, tight affair today so far.
Low the ball down the line. A fantastic kick by Scarborough finds Chris Riddell. The half-back flank. Chris Riddell.
A lot of players in a small part of the ground.
They certainly are. And kicking the 1-on-2, one of those players was Liam Anthony for Fremantle CBC, the captain coach. He went back and got his own ball. Good tackle by Worthington. Throws a play to the ground there, and Tom Smith. Umpire says, give the ball to me. It's held up. And ball's going nowhere. So umpire throws the ball up. Surely it was a shepherd off the ball to bomb, and the umpire didn't see it. So they push the ball forward here. Gains a few meterage. Ben Randall keeps the ball in play. Could be in a bit of trouble here. But the boundary umpire says, give the ball to me. We're about 10 metres away from the Fremantle CBC scoring area, who at the moment they trail 1-2 to 2-3. Early stages of the second quarter.
Very similar start to the first quarter, and CBC have the Scarborough backline all boxed in here. Just need to convert while they've got the opportunity.
Over the top there was Jordan Newman. He was very impressive, but the Scarborough have the numbers there through Clay Murray. As Brett said, had a very impressive first quarter. Started off the second very well, but he's kicked that one out of bounds on the full. And Miles Franklin for Fremantle CBC can take the ball in.
Do you think they could play it a little bit further away from the scam?
It's a bit difficult to see, isn't it? Franklin decides to kick the ball down the line. Over the top there was Ned Brennan, kicked the first goal. Scarborough have the number 3 traffic. Was very good effort. Good tackle. Could be holding the ball, and it is. So Ned Brennan, who kicked the first, right on the quarter time siren. It's a chance to put his second in, Brett.
Yeah, it's a disappointing effort from that Scarborough defender, to be honest. He had time to release the footy, and he just took 2 or 3 steps too many, and the pressure came, and a great tackle, and what should be their CBC's second goal.
Ned Brennan, awkward kicking style, and thumps it right into the post. So 2 costly misses there for Fremantle CBC. One by David Roche and another by Ned Brennan. And they're doing all the attacking at the moment, Fremantle CBC, but they're not converting, Brett.
Correct, yeah, it's two shots this quarter. They should have converted.
Good hard running by Harrison Court. Opens up the corridor. He's going to receive it again. Court. Excellent play by him. He can switch the play once again and finds Bomb with a big ruckman. He handballs the ball over the top. Good passage of play here. They kick the ball down the line to the centre half forward position. Have the numbers around the contest. One of those is Brodie Morgan. He overran it. Fremantle CBC have the numbers. They handball the ball over the top. Can handball over the top to Anthony. Anthony on his left was very good. Passage of play here by Fremantle CBC. They kick the ball down the far line. And a good mark been taken over the top by the player there in Fremantle CBC. They bring the ball down through Luke Pearson. He travels through the corridor. Can switch the play very well to Salamone. Salamone on the right. It's a good kick. And finds his teammate. Lace out. That player's there is Aaron Medcroft. So Meadowcroft on the left. He turns the ball straight. Oh, dropped an easy mark. Was the Scarborough play there in Thomas Willett. Comedy of errors at the moment. Fremantle CBC have the number. They kick the ball to the line. Big ball over the top by Bomber. Put a fist on it. Good defensive pressure by the ruckman for Scarborough. And a force behind once again for Fremantle CBC.
Yeah, they switched the play really well, and then they just let themselves down with a bit of execution around the 50 and just inside 50.
So went straight up the corridor. Good effort then by the big fella there in Sam Davis. His second effort was very good. They handball the ball straight over the contest to Fremantle CBC. They have the numbers. Anthony put a tackle on. Scarborough have the numbers. Kick around the corner by the Scarborough player, then spin a Manstone. And good strong mark by the defensive ruckman there in Sam King.
He certainly earned his kick there. That little fella from Scarborough certainly attacked it strongly.
And Chad Sims marks the ball. Still feeling it behind the player, Sam King. Got one in the midriff. Don't worry about that. That would have hurt. They have to play now. Fremantle CBC lowers his eyes was Tom Smith. Ball over the back was okay. Falls then in the hand of Jordan Newman. He can lower his eyes. Kick the ball to the square all by himself. And once again it's Ned Brennan. And good play by Fremantle CBC. They switch the play in the back line and courageous effort by the big ruckman in Sam King.
Yeah, he's still feeling the effects of that hard knock, but if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have just kicked their second goal as he's actually coming off the ground.
Well done. Good courageous effort by the big fella for Fremantle CBC. And at the moment, they've hit the lead at about the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. Fremantle CBC are 2-5 and Scarborough 2-3.
Yeah, they've had a lot of the football in this second quarter. And from their perspective, I'm sure they'd like to have a bit more on the board.
No doubt the captain coach, Liam Anthony, was said at quarter time there, Brett, this is the importance of this game. You know, don't underestimate Scarborough. They were the premiers last year. We're going to try to win this game here this afternoon. We've got to pick ourselves up out of what we had in the first quarter and deliver something better.
Yeah, and I think he probably would have advised them to just use their vision a little bit better and move the footy quicker.
So Bomber brings the ball to the ground. Numbers in the contest. Well done then by Ned Brennan. He's had a good purple patch of the moment in the middle of the ground now. He's kicked 2. Good effort then by Luke Pearson on the right. Kicks the ball to... Oh, good strong mark over the back to Scotty Tyres. That's a great one-on-one mark. He decides to switch the ball and finds his teammate over there in Benny Randall. Randall can bring the ball through the corridor. It's a good kick and finds Tom Willett. Willett, former player for Carlton, he lowers his eyes as well. Just using the play well, Scarborough finds Mitch McPhee. Centre half forward is McPhee. He kicks the ball down the line. Oh, good strong mark at the front to Bomber. Brought the ball to the ground. Scott Worthington's give his player Mitch McPhee an absolute serve. Should have kicked it to me, he thought. They have the ball now through McPhee again. He lowers his eyes. Oh, good strong mark and attack on the footy by Zach Morgan. Morgan decides to play on. Down the line, there's 2-on-1. Oh, good defensive mark by the Fremantle player then, Luke Pearson. That was a great mark. He lowers his eyes and finds his teammate over there in Ned Brennan. Chisels over the top. Good kick and finds Jack Byrne. Byrne can switch the play again. Finds his captain coach there in Liam Anthony from North Melbourne and East Fremantle footballer. Good vision by him. Oh, the outnumbers here once again. Fremantle. One of those is Jordan Newman. And how did he get by himself, Brett?
Yeah, the Scarborough structure is obviously to push up the ground, but when CBC use the footy well and move it quickly, they're getting caught out the back. So this is potentially the second goal for this quarter where they've had someone loose out the back.
So here's Jordan Newman, 30 metres out. No angle to talk about. It's set up by the captain coach and the use of the footy by Liam Anthony. So here he goes at the moment, Jordan Newman. Geez, that's an ordinary kick off the boot. Absolutely a Barry Crocker there, Brett. Tell you what, you probably would have kicked that. You would have kicked that.
No, mate, if I had kicked it, I would have done a hammy doing it. But yeah, no, he missed a lot, which is disappointing for them.
They've had definitely attacked the goal scoring area so far, Fremantle CBC, and they should be probably a bit more in front than they are at the moment.
Yeah, Scarborough's players are all sort of nearly between both 50s, and there's no one at the back defending, there's no one forward to kick to, so just lost their way a little bit here.
Very stagnant they are. Scarborough to Lozos, tries to find Harrison Court. He's had a good quarter so far. The defender for Scarborough, the former Claremont junior, he tries to find Toomey, put him under pressure. Willett was good. Toomey threw the ball off the ground and then kicked it off the ball of the ground. The handball was okay for Fremantle CBC. Chiselled the handball there by Luke Pearson on his left. If it stands up, they could be okay. Attacking the ball was a Scarborough defender. Chisel around the corner and an absolute gimme goal to Tommy Smith. And once again, the comedy of errors, they put the captain coach Toomey under all kinds of pressure.
Yeah, just overuse in the back half, but it was probably a disappointing kick. I think it was Harrison Court who he's had a terrific start to the second quarter. That little 20-metre chip kick didn't hit its target, so then the pressure handball ended up with Wade Toomey, who was under the pump, and the weighted numbers told out in the end, and an easy goal to Tom Smith at the top of the goal square.
So being a coach yourself, Brett, what would you rather kick the ball down the line? These short little kicks, it's a lot of risk, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the short kick switch. I think you need to be going longer, and you want to be kicking a switch kick to someone who can play on, I feel. And in that instance, even if he had hit the target, he was just still stationary with his back to the play and with nowhere to really turn to and go. So it's a high risk kick, which resulted in a goal for the opposition.
Yeah, dead right. And at the moment, we've gone 11 minutes of the second quarter, and Fremantle CBC are 3-5, Scarborough 2-3 in the middle of the ground once again. Bomber doing the ruck work this time against Ned Brennan. Ball comes to the ground, well done through the Tom Shanahan on the right. He can get the ball again, does Shanahan, but overran it this time. Hitting the ball with pace is Chris Baselli. They have the ball out of here through Thomas Irwin. Irwin can handball the ball over the top. And I think that could be a fantastic goal to Adam Valalonga, and a quick reply for Scarborough, and they definitely needed that one.
Yeah, they did. They got a centre clearance, and they just forced the footy forward through weighted numbers, and then a little bit of nice, classy finish at the back.
Yeah, Shanahan attacked it out of the centre. You're dead right.
Yeah, Brett. Yeah, and I think Tom Irwin's hands across to Adam allowed him to finish off well. So it's been really just execution for Scarborough this quarter that's cost them.
Absolutely.
You need to get the footy in the hands of your best kickers, and Adam Valalonga finished that off really well.
So running on the contest now with Sam King, is recovered from that little hit in the bread basket. He set up a very good goal for Fremantle CBC. So the big fiery red-headed ruckman Fremantle CBC goes into the middle of the ground once again to do the ruck work against Bomber. Give that one to Bomber, brings the ball to the ground. Have the numbers there, the Scarborough handball is okay. This is a good run and carry, finds Wayne Toomey. Toomey on the right, good hard running by the ruckman and Bomber. He decides to play on, kicks the ball down the line, good kick to space. Ball over the top, I think it's in the back to the Scarborough forward. Umpire thought that as well. It's Braden Antonio. Kid uses the ball very well on his left. The former West Perth player Antonio decides to play on, kicks the ball right in the hot spot. Good ball over the top. Oh, they have numbers, could be in trouble, and it's an easy goal over the top.
Scotty Worthington.
I think it's Scotty Worthington. He's kicked a very, very good goal. We don't often see him sock it off the ground off his opposite foot with his right, but he'll take that one.
Oh, you take them all, mate. You take them all. I just thought the kick in was probably just to a really good spot. It was a great lead by Sam Davis, which he ignored. And just that kick to the top of the goal square, a little bit of pressure on the CBC defence, and it rolls out the back, and Scarborough in the right spot.
Good hard running by the big ruckman there in Bomber. Bogogno, he just runs to space, and very good skills for a big fella.
Yeah, he gave Wade Toomey a great outlet, didn't he? Which then transformed the footy from the back half. Before you know it, there's a free kick down the ground, and they've kicked a goal. So
good effort by Scarborough. They were behind a while ago, but now they're back in front, 4-3 to 3-5, just on 13.5 minutes of the second quarter. Bomber, great knock over the top, hit up Thomas Irwin. They push the ball forward. They do once again. Miles Franklin behind the ball. Tries to find there Ned Borovic. He's running all kinds of trouble. Borovic is outnumbered by 3 or 4 players. Scarborough dive into the contest. Coming the ball out there is Sam Davis. Could be in a bit of trouble here. The umpire says, no, give the ball to me. 25 metres out from the Scarborough attacking area. And they've had a good couple of minutes or so, Brett, so far, Scarborough, this quarter.
Yeah, it's been interesting. The first quarter was the similar. CBC dominated and Scarborough took over, and this quarter's been exactly the same.
So Liam Anthony is set upon by the Scarborough player there in Jay Spinner Manstone. Through traffic, well done by Fremantle CBC. Through Franklin, stood under the contest, lucky not to get a hold in the ball. The umpire's good, he's just letting the play go on. Below his knees, the pick-up by Meadowcroft was sensational. Switch to play here. There could be in a bit of trouble here now. Scarborough on the far side. It stands up to Tom Smith. Tom Smith can play on and kick the ball down the line. Kick to the top of the square. He might go for goals himself. And I tell you what, they should have done a lot more with that. Fremantle CBC, what were they thinking then, Brett?
Oh, that's a disappointing result. Tom Smith had 3 options to kick to, and it looked like he decided to have a shot on goal. Should have been an easy goal to Fremantle CBC. I think they had 3 players goal side.
Shocking effort. Oh, Franklin over the top, taking a good defensive mark. Umpire should give the ball to me, but yeah, very disappointing Fremantle CBC. Smith was all by himself, had 2 players also by themselves, and decided to go for the goals and didn't come off.
Yeah, Jordan Newman was in the goal square all by himself, running in towards the goals, so should have been a better finish.
Kick off the ground by the Scarborough defender, kicks the ball down the line. Oh, hitting the ball very hard. Stephen Borovic up is okay. Went for no angel's fee, and his second or third effort was absolutely brilliant. Could be a hole in the ball now. That's tough. Absolutely tough. He attacked the ball.
As a coach, you couldn't ask for any more than he did then.
Kick the ball down the line. Miles Franklin, he's been good this quarter. He just lowers his eyes. Kicks it to find his teammate, then Justin Morrissey. Harrison Court tackled his opposition player in Meadowcroft over the boundary line throw, and the umpire says, give the ball to me. So now 16 minutes of the first half. Scarborough 4-3. Fremantle CBC a 3-6. Boundary umpires throwing the ball in. Big Bomber versus King. Bomber wins that one again. Handball was okay. Below his knees was good. Finds Ryan Sheen on his left. Kicks the ball to the hot spot, but good defensive mark been taken by Nick Borovic. He decides to switch to play and finds his teammate there in Jack Byrne. Burke can go on the far side on the wing and finds Tom Smith. Smith lowers his eyes. As a better kick, better use of the fall and find Dylan Marino. His kick by him was very ordinary, but they have the numbers here through Anthony. Good handball over the top. Through traffic okay was Tom Smith. That's better by Smith. Lowers his eyes. Alan Valalonga ran over the footy, but his second effort was okay. Handball, they got the numbers here to Fremantle. So we socket off the ground for a minor score.
Starting, though he was disappointing 3 or 4 minutes ago, Tom Smith's starting to have a bit of an impact in this game.
He's probably disappointed with his effort running into the open goal, but dead right, he's picked himself up and got himself back into the game. Harrison Court doing the kicking duties there for Scarborough. He lowers his eyes, finds the captain coach in Toomey. Toomey's, I think, hasn't played on. The veteran.
He's got a milk of 50
He's
there, I
trying
think.
to milk of 50 and the umpire said, I'm too smart for you. So Toomey kicks the ball down the line, opens the corridor up, but reading very well as the Fremantle defender there in Justin Morrissey. Scarborough have the numbers here. Could be holding the ball, and good tackle from behind by the Fremantle player. They've definitely increased their pressure so far.
Yeah, that was a wonderful tackle.
Umpire says play on, kicks the ball straight down the line. Bomb was over the top. Harrison Court rove the ball, cop one high to Court. Umpire said, yep, I saw it as well.
He's had a wonderful quarter, Harrison Court. He's probably in a little bit more trouble on the scoreboard if he hadn't been out there this quarter.
He had a very good game we saw last in round 4 versus Kingsway. Harrison Court decides to play on, draws a player over the top lines of Valalonga. Valalonga should have done a lot more than that. Very casual. Tried to find Joel Ashman. Ashman back to Valalonga. And the win is going to be the boundary line. Umpire is going to throw the ball in. 19 minutes. 4-3 to 3-7. Scarborough got their nose in front by a couple of points. Boundary umpire throws the ball in. King versus Bomber at Valalonga was good. Gets the 1-2. Runs very hard. Just lowers his eyes. And good kick. Good sprawl over the top by the Fremantle defender Warwick Averdrani. Sporting a bit of a sore shoulder at the moment.
Had quite a good second quarter, Adam Valalonga.
He's gained a lot of possessions, hasn't he?
Yep.
Runs very hard. Bomb over the top was very impressive. Handball was okay. Tried to find Vella longer again. Hitting the ball very hard was Chris Riddell. He overran it. Falls in the hand there of Meadowcroft. He kicks the ball down the far side. Pretty hard to see behind that shed there, Brett.
It's out of bounds, Cam. Probably 20, 25 from the CBC goal.
Just coming on 20 minutes of the second quarter. 3-7 Fremantle, CBC and Scarborough 4-3. Boundary umpire is going to throw the ball in. Got the set up very well to Scarborough. Zone back also Fremantle CBC. Bomber wins the ball out of the contest. It falls in the hand of the Fremantle CBC forward there in Meadowcroft, and should have done a lot more with that. And another minor score to them.
3-8.
To 4-3. 11 scoring shots to 7, Brett.
It's probably a fair indication of how this quarter's gone. They just haven't converted. Sometimes execution in front of goal can be the difference. I know it's only early.
Yeah. Like at the moment, there's Toomey. Decides to play on and kick the ball down the line. It's a good kick by him over the top, just about taking a good mark there is Drew Kent. Ball comes to the contest. Below his knee was ordinary by the Fremantle CBC player, but he caught one high surely. Umpire said he ducked his head, so give the ball to me.
Yeah, he did duck his head into it. Does that give him prior opportunity?
It's a good question. Contest
we don't
once
want to
again.
encourage people putting their head down like that.
Nah, get one high, it can end up in all kinds of serious damage. Chris Riddell was good. Kicked the ball over the line. Brady Morgan's got his head over the footy as well. And could be holding
Great
the ball.
tackle.
And a good tackle then by Zach Morgan.
He's had some really good one-on-one wins this quarter. He certainly attacks the footy hard.
Yeah, he's very wheelie, isn't he? Kicks the ball down the line. Tries to find the big fella there in Sam Davis. He's outnumbered by 2, but his second effort was fantastic. To a one-on-one there, Joel Ashman. He stood his ground, did Ashman. The numbers here, well, unfortunately by Miles Franklin. Running over the ball was Thomas Irwin. Effort by Ashman was very, very good, and good defensive pressure by the Scarborough small forward.
Yeah, Ashman and Irwin did really well there just to keep it in there. They were outnumbered probably 4-5 versus the 2, and they did really well.
Coming up to 21 and a half minutes of the first quarter through strength was very good by Davis. Tries to handball the ball over the top. Will push it forward. And ball going nowhere. And we're about 10 metres out from the Scarborough goals. Can they sneak another one before half time there, Brett?
Well, every time they've gone deep forward, they've looked dangerous to be able to score.
So Fremantle CBC have the numbers here. Trying to push the ball out. Ball's going nowhere. Umpire says, give the ball to me.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of players around the pill, mate.
Not easy to get a kick there, is it?
No.
King versus Bomber. Give that one to King. He brings the ball to the contest. Second effort was very good over the ball. There was David Roche. And the boundary umpire said, give the ball to me. It's out of bounds. 22 and a half to go on in this first half. Very low scoring game at the moment. 4-3 to 3-8. Umpire throws the ball in. Bomber versus King. Well done by King. Brings the ball to the ground. Second effort was okay. Anthony tackle was good. Fella longer, good through traffic. Put his head over the footy and attacked it very hard. But there's so many players around the contest, Brett. It's very hard to get the ball out.
Yeah, I think CBC are holding on for the siren here, and Scarborough trying to pinch a late one. All the players are condensed in one part of the ground at the moment. Doing a good job in the ruck though, Sam Davis against King in his forward half.
Davis hits the ball forward. It's a good one. Volovic was over it. This could be holding the ball.
That is holding the ball.
And the umpire says, give the ball to me. Is it advantage? Might that be advantage? Umpire says, no, it's not.
If it had bounced the other way, I don't think they would have won an advantage game.
No, it's Ryan Sheen with that. So it's going to be opportunity for the Scarborough player there in Brad Westcombe. And should be a goal here for Scarborough. Just 23 and a half minutes. A very, very...
It's an important kick, isn't it, really? Just to give them another kick along before half-time. Only won 2 games for the year. CBC have won 4. It's a real arm wrestle, and this goal could be, a real kicker going into half-time for the Scarborough team.
So Brad Westcombe, very important kick for goal, as Brett said. Coming up to 24 minutes of this first half. And Westcombe, 30 metres out. Mole Franklin on the mark there for Fremantle CBC. So Westcombe, the left footer, beautiful kick for goal, straight over the goal umpire's head, and a very, very handy goal for Scarborough.
He's also had a good quarter.
He has.
Westcombe. Didn't see a lot of him in the first, I didn't think, but his second quarter's been much better.
So far, 3 goals this quarter, Brett. So good effort by them. Fremantle CBC got on top, but Scarborough have forced themselves back into the contest.
Yeah, both quarters have seen CBC dominating the sort of first 10 to 12 minutes, and then Scarborough fighting back in the second half of the quarter. 3-8, I think, for CBC. So it's that when they've had domination, they just haven't been able to finish it off in front of goal.
It's 2-6. If it's 6-2, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So middle ground once again. King wins it, brings the ball to the contest. Socket off the ground was okay by Anthony. And kick the ball was even better by Fremantle CBC. Oh, it's about taking a good run on the ball was Newman. He brought the ball to the ground. Valalonga, his tackle was very, very good. Great effort by Valalonga and a saving tackle by him. So half time here. Scarborough are 5 goals 3 and Fremantle are 3 goals 8. Major goal scorers for Scarborough, 2 goals for Worthington, 1 in the first and 1 in the second. The single goal scorers to Valalonga, to Westcombe and to Sam Davies. And for Fremantle CBC, 1 goal to Tom Smith and 2 goals to Ned Brennan. But 3 goals 8, Brett, compared to 5 goals 3. If it's 8 goals 3, it might be a different ball game, but they just really haven't converted their chances.
No, they'd be disappointed to go in at half-time behind after having 11 scoring shots to 8. That was terrific work deep in that quarter by the couple of Scarborough defenders. Clay Murray and Court were terrific that quarter, and they just saved him again at the end. And Adam Valonga lifted across the middle. Westcombe was good. Thought Chris Brazil, Tom Smith, and Ned Brennan with a couple of goals have probably been and the ruckman as well. Both ruckmen for both top teams have been strong. So got quite an arm wrestle on their hands at half time, Cam.
Absolutely. Quickly around the grounds, I've got some scores coming in. North Beach, quarter time of 4 goals 2 in North Fremantle, 1 goals 3. So good start there by North Beach. And we have Trinity Aquinas versus University. Trinity Aquinas are 1 goal 5, 11, and University are 3 goals straight, 18. So a couple of tight tussles between those other clubs there. So we're going to take a half-time break and come back to what should be a very interesting second half. Very important game this for Scarborough. They want to win this one, but also Fremantle CBC need to win this one to keep themselves in the 5. So it's half-time, 5 goals 3 Scarborough, Fremantle 3 goals 8. Welcome back to the Oval here. The players making themselves out on the grounds both sides, and Fremantle CBC, if they kick straight, it might be a little different effort on the scoreboard. The 3-8 that Charles Scarborough by 5-3. What do you do if you're the coach of the Fremantle CBC, Brett? Do you stick to your structures, or do you tell them to kick straight? What would you do?
Yeah, the idea is to score more than your opposition in the Cam. So if you put it through the big sticks instead of the small ones, you'd be probably would have a different score at half time. But it's got so much to play for. But at the same time, Scarborough, they're concerned about relegation. So probably not unexpected. We've got a real arm wrestle at half time, and we'll just see if some of those experienced Scarborough players that have only had a couple of games under their belt can run out the whole game.
I thought even in that latter half of that quarter for Scarborough, Wade Toomey showed his experience, didn't he? He threw himself pretty much a loose man in defence, or setting the ball off the half-back flank, uses the ball extremely well, and he was really kind of settled the game down a bit in that latter half of that second quarter. Yeah,
he's always been a wonderful kicker of the footy, Wade Toomey. So, as I said earlier, if you can get the footy in the hands of your better kickers, certainly can open the game up if you can hit that target. The target kick from the half-back line for both teams today has been vital in when they've scored goals. So, I don't think either coach should be disappointed in the effort. It's probably just a bit of execution and a little bit more of swivelling the head, and by that I mean opening your vision up a little bit more, and then biting off a tough kick, which has opened the game up a few times for both sides.
Yeah, Deirdre, like I said, Fremantle CBC just needs to win this to keep themselves in the contest for the top four. Likewise, conversely for Scarborough, they just need to keep winning to get themselves out of that relegation zone, and they could get on a bit of a winning streak there, Brett, and force themselves in the finals. Exactly what they did last year. They just snuck into the finals, Scarborough, and through their experience of their players from Subiaco, they actually won the premiership over the more fancied North Beat. So that's what probably Scarborough can do. Can we repeat what we did back in 2020?
Yeah, I suppose it's just a matter now of trying to see if they can finish off this game first. I think we saw it last week in the North Fremantle Kingsway game. The game ended up being decided in one quarter, which was the second quarter, which is when North Fremantle kicked, I think, 5-1. We haven't had that break in play yet in this game, but this third quarter it could be the game breaker, as it quite often is, Cam.
And a bit more quieter that quarter was Luke Salamone. Started off the first quarter very well, but little midfielders in Scarborough, particularly Adam Valalonga, probably got on top of their more fancied midfielder players for Fremantle CBC. Yeah,
Irwin, Ashman, not Zach Morgan, just all strong around the pill, and just were a little bit cleaner on the outside a couple of times. That was probably just the difference in the scoreboard, and obviously poor kicking from CBC. They should have had a couple, probably 3 or 4 of those 8 points should have been goals.
And also that play running into the open goal, Tom Smith should have far opened his eyes up with a vision, because he had 2 guys over the top, but went the unselfish thing and tried to kick a goal and didn't come off. Yeah, I think he needs to be buying Jordan Newman a refreshment tonight, mate. He was in the goal square all by himself. Absolutely. So just about the start of the second quarter. Should be a good quarter, this one. Brett Moe and Cam Robbins doing the calling for you this afternoon. Thanks for your company. Middle of the ground. Bobber rings the ball to the contest, but the opposition player there in Fremantle CBC have it. Scarborough retrieve it and do very well there through Shanahan. He kicks the ball forward, and good defensive mark being taken by Jack Byrne for Fremantle CBC. Byrne decides to play on a pretty ordinary kick off the boot. Scarborough players sport their own play, but doing very well is Shanahan. Flicked out the ball, handball was the Fremantle CBC player. Good effort by him. Like it's not holding the ball. The umpire says they give the ball to me, not going to talk into your teammates for holding the ball. The umpire says give the ball to me. A very good tackle by Tom Shanahan.
He runs in straight lines, doesn't he?
Certainly knows only one way, and that's 100 miles an hour. It's a King versus Bomber. Give that to King. Found Anthony. Tackle behind was good. Hit the ball over that was very good was Ashman. But well done with the Fremantle CBC defender Tommy Hook. He's been fairly quiet. Oh, Pizzelli takes a great... It's not Pizzelli, it's there. Salamone. Fantastic mark, one-on-one. He decides to play on, kicks the ball down the line. Good kick, one on spool over the top by the player there. And Scott Tyres was good. Roving off the top was the Fremantle player there in Dylan Marilini. But it's pushed out once again for a minor score. So the first attacking effort Goes to Fremantle CBC.
Yeah, Scott Tyers, interesting. He hasn't played, speaking to their physio, hasn't played for about 8 or 9 games. First game back, he's been pretty solid down back.
He's got that big body and that experience, hasn't he? There's Toomey, the veteran, the captain coach for Scarborough, kicks the ball down the line, good ball over the top, brings the ball to ground. Anthony overran and got one high. The umpire said no, he didn't. Play on. Ball was around the contest. Umpire said give the ball to me, we're going nowhere. Good pressure by both sides. Conditions here are perfect. Bit of cloud around, no breeze. And should be a lot more goals on the scoreboard, but maybe the pressure's doing that to both sides. Willett has it for Scarborough. He got tackled. Handball over the top was okay. Could be a throw. And the umpire saw that as well. And good effort then by Nick Borovic. Has it now, the Fremantle CBC player. He lowers his eyes, kicked the ball to the hot spot, out number 2 on 1. Well done by the Scarborough player. Vallalong was good below his knees. Oh, good tackle from behind. Lucky not holding the ball. All kinds of trouble here. They are Scarborough. They're trying to push the ball forward. The pressure by both sides is very, very good. And the umpire says, give the ball to me. We're 10 metres away from the Fremantle CBC attacking area. Umpire throws the ball up. Good knock by Bomber. Brings the ball to the ground. Randall overran it, but somehow socked the ball on. Uses his brute strength as Randall trying to push his way through. Over the top was okay. Pace was good by the Fremantle CBC player and Tommy Smith. Brings the ball to the contest. Trying to mark the ball with Jordan Newman. He's outnumbered. Big ruckman Bomber puts the ball on the boot. Gains a lot of meter, he does. Well done by Worthington. Or caught one high, sure. The umpire said no, he didn't. Give the ball to me.
Probably a little surprised to see the captain coach start on the bench in the third quarter for CBC, Liam Anthony. Such an important player and good ball user. I thought he'd want him out there to start this quarter.
Absolutely. Fella longer again for Scarborough. He's had a good game since quarter time, the little rover.
Yeah, the smaller brigade of Scarborough have got on top at various stages during the game and could be the difference later.
He's a very multi-skilled player too, Valonga. Very good with the game of beer pong, he is. I know that for a fact. So he kicked the ball again, kicks the ball down the line. Miles Franklin over the back. Yeah, they love that on a Saturday night, getting charged up before they go out. Handball was okay by Scarborough. There's a good effort by Mitch McPhee, who was very, very good. Can have the ball on. There's Ashman all by himself. Handball over the top was okay. Goes to Worthington, tucked away in a pocket.
Oh,
Worthington's
Scotty.
kicked an absolute beautiful goal. Scotty Worthington, that's his third.
Fantastic a contender camp for the Dartfish goal of the day.
Absolutely, Dartfish goal of the day. Tucked right in the pocket. Handball over the top was absolutely fantastic by McPhee, and he just made something out of nothing.
Yeah, I thought Ashman should have hit him up on the lead first up, and he just kept running and ended up handballing over to him, and Scotty had enough class to finish from the wrong side for a left footer. So a great finish. Had a lot of the footy early again the first 3 or 4 minutes CBC, and it goes down the other end and the opposition score. Been a bit of a pattern of the day.
Absolutely. Valonga coming off for a well-earned rest. He's definitely lifted since quarter time, the little rover for Scarborough.
Yeah, and you called Benny Randall as well. He was important there just to when they were under the pump deep in attack for CBC.
Just puts his head over the footy, doesn't it? This guy's done well too. Ashman, the handball was okay. Comes off the 1-2, a fumble when he had it, but picked up the ball very well. Good effort by Scarborough player then. Found Sheehan. Sheehan over the top then found Brad Westcombe. He chiseled the ball. This ruckman's getting even better by the minute, and his Bomber kicks the ball down the line to a one-on-one. Tried to find the big fella there in Sam Davis. Umpire give the ball to me. Very good use of the footy at his Bomber. Good, highly skilled for a big fella.
Yeah, he moves well, and obviously the reason why he's probably played a little bit of footy for the West Coast reserves.
Absolutely gets the front position again. The ruckman was very good. Found Ashman. He overran it. Fremantle CBC have the numbers there through Salamone. He somehow gets the ball on the far side of the ground. This ball over the top was okay by the Scarborough player there in Drew Kent. You just see Scarborough lifting at the moment. They know this is a very important game for them there, Brett, and they're throwing them body on the line in every single contest.
Yeah, it's been that sort of game all day, hasn't it? We haven't seen too much free flowing footy, but certainly lots of hard work done at the bottom of the packs.
Good ruck work then done by King. Brings the ball to the ground. Once again, Scarborough pressure was good. Picking up off the ground was Brodie Morgan. It's been fairly quiet, Morgan. So very difficult over the far side they are. Pound Jump Pie throws the ball in. held it, we didn't have it, was the big ruckman for Fremantle CBC, and that is King. It's the King on the far side. He decides to play him by a handball. Kick the ball down the line to Fremantle CBC. Just about taking good mark over the top, but spilled it was David Roche. Scarborough can run the ball out. Well done. Finds Toomey. Toomey takes a bit of time, takes one bounce, decides to draw the play through the top, found Willett.
Nothing to go
Willett,
to.
nothing goes to. He goes back to Toomey, puts him in all kinds of pressure. Toomey smart off the ball, brings the ball in the corridor. Socket off the ground was well done by the Fremantle CBC player. Had it, Ashman was very good through traffic. Hits the ball up. Franklin's one of those players for Fremantle CBC. Ashman through traffic was good. The second effort was fantastic. And they bring the ball to the ground to Thomas Irwin. It's a 1-on-1 over the contest. Good effort by the Fremantle CBC. They have numbers there through King. King decides to switch the play and uses his left foot. Ooh. And to tell you what, he might have kicked a goal for the opposition, but it's
out of bounds.
Runs out of bounds. But, geez, a combination of errors there by both sides.
Yeah, some great run from halfback from Harrison Court. He's been an impressive player today.
He's good. The round 4 clash against Kingsway. Maybe he's a potential get in the state side is Harrison Court. So umpire throws the ball in. Davies very shallow, rings the ball off the contest. Oh. Just about a goal, but well done by the Fremantle CBC playing Luke Harding. So his old man Paul Harding then at half-time getting a bite to eat from the canteen, the big fella. Good
had his hands full today, Luke Harding, with Scott Worthington.
Certainly has. So Fremantle CBC have the ball in the backline area. They go straight up the corridor. It's a risky kick, but it comes off, and Miles Franklin marks the ball in the centre half-back position for Fremantle CBC. Looking at his options, he decides to play on. Kicks the ball down the line. Oh, King should have got over the back for the play there in Toomey. The umpire saw that as well. Very smart play, Toomey, isn't he, Brett?
Yeah, he's had an impact. He just gets to the right spots, and he normally uses it well. Don't want to mock him here, but he normally kicks the footy quite well.
So Toomey, beautiful kick, like you said, Brett, finds his teammate over there in Ryan Sheen, left footer. Sheen decides to play on, kick the ball down to the line. Worthington got dragged off the contest, surely.
Yep.
Is it play on to an advantage? And it is, and that's Braden Antonio, a great goal. Once again, you picked it very well, Brett. The use of the ball by the captain coach in Toomey, that is the difference.
Yeah, and his vision as well. He opened up his vision and hit a target 25, 30 metres away who had the opportunity to play on. Nearly a really strong contested mark to Scott Worthington, but a free kick was paid and advantage taken by Antonio and a major for Scarborough. So 2 for this quarter. Yeah, they're in a real bind here, this Fremantle CBC side.
Certainly are. 9 minutes of the third quarter for Scarborough are 7 goals for. Fremantle CBC are 3 goals 9. As Brett said, Scarborough have put on 2 goals this quarter and Fremantle have only kicked a point. So good start by the Scarborough side and led by the big ruckman in the middle of the ground. Bomber, he's been very good. Goes in the contest again. King wings this one. So is Ashman. He's had a good quarter. Body over the line again. Ashman through traffic was okay. Anthony went in it and so did King. It's a lad who brings the ball out. Well done by the Fremantle CBC team here. They can run over the top. Willard attacked the play very hard. But they could be out in the numbers here. Decides to switch the play and that's a better use of the footy. Found a Fremantle player there in Chris Bazzelli. And he's hit the ball over the top and found David Roche. And Ross around one way, and I tell you what, he's missed. He's missed everything.
I don't think he can do that again, could he?
Oh my God, what was David Ross thinking? What if he's a relation to David Kosh? I tell you what, a very, very ordinary kick for goal there, Brett.
It's a lesson for the young kids. You've got to have your left foot as well as a right, and he's tried to kick a banana from the top of the square. Sure, it should have been an opposite foot for him. He's left, easy snap.
It's been the problem for Fremantle CBC all game, Brett. They just haven't converted when they're gone forward.
Yeah, execution's been a real problem for them.
Worthington over the top. Sport Boys and teammate there in Bomber.
And as we know, it just keeps building and building, puts more pressure on the next person who then falters under pressure. So, I think they're still 3-8. It's a disappointing scoreline for them.
Good knock by the big ruckman. Bomber again brings the ball into the contest. Shanahan kicks the ball forward but turns it straight back over. And Draley on the right finds captain coach and Anthony. Bit of surprise, like Brett said, started this third quarter on the bench. He finds his teammate there in Luke Pearson. Pearson lowers his eyes. Oh, well done by the big ruckman. Covers some territory again. Was Bomber again. To mine, he's been close to BOG, the big fella. He's played very well. And Scarborough once again find themselves in a good position at the moment. Brings the ball to the contest. Socked off the ground. The pressure by the Scarborough player, Westcombe, was good. Over the top thing was the player there, Nick Borovic. He's been fairly quiet, and the boundary umpire says, give the ball to me. With 10 metres out from Fremantle CBC's area. They need to convert this attacking area, Brett.
Yeah, they've had their share of the play again. Just that Scarborough have been more efficient in the forward half than the opposition.
So bring the ball to the contest. Kick around the corner's okay by the Fremantle CBC forward there in Tommy Smith, but a minor point. Once again, 3-10. It's a 50-metre mark. I don't see what's done here, but
50
Toomey's got
metre,
the kick.
and Toomey's got the kick. Worthington running forward. Yeah, is a beautiful use and makes the right decision too.
So
normally, Wade.
Here's Toomey again. Sells a bit of candy. Draws the player through the corridor. Can get it back 1-2. Toomey, good effort by them. Morgan over the top was good. Good hard running in the back, done by Shanahan. Good play here by Scarborough. Shanahan goes one way, goes the other. Kicks the ball to the point of the square. Westcombe from behind. He's outnumbered. Fremantle CBC have the numbers, but could have done a lot more with that. Running hard at the contest then was Roche. Handball's okay by Anthony. Went back to Miles Franklin. Franklin on the left. Kicking the boot forward. Attacking the ball hard was the Scarborough defender. They have the numbers here. Finds Randall. Oh, Randall. Good tackle from behind. Didn't see that play coming. That player over there was Chad Sims. Good attack by them. But once again, Scarborough through a chain of handballs. Bring the ball out through Toomey. The 1-2 was okay. Over the top then was very good by Zach Morgan. And good passage of play by Scarborough.
Yeah, very good. And right in the middle of all that was the captain coach again.
Yep. And this guy's a cool kick, Antonio. There's a chance he's right on the 50-metre paint line, but he'll actually favour his beautiful left foot kick here. So Brandon Antonio right on the 50-metre line. Former player for West Perth. Goes around on that arc on his left. Kicks him more to the hot spot. More than anything, unrealistic mark, surely. Play on to advantage, and it is an easy goal to Brodie Morgan. I tell you what, I don't know what the Fremantle CBC defender was thinking then, Brett, but he had one eye for the mark. It's way too early.
I think he was chasing the dartfish mark of the day, Cam, and he didn't get close. He didn't touch the. Yeah, it's just a terrible error. In the goal square. Probably it was going to be another free kick to Worthington, and Brodie Morgan swooped on it at the back, and an easy goal from 2 or 3 metres out, and 3 for the quarter. Obviously, certainly not the quarter or the result that Liam Anthony would have been expecting from his team.
So Scarborough 8 goals for Fremantle CBC are 3-10, so it's 13 scoring shots to 12, Brett.
Yes,
And
bad kicking's bad football, they used to say, Cam.
Absolutely, mate. Hasn't changed.
No.
Since Tom was a boy. Umpire throws the ball up. Good knock by Bomber once again. He's had a fantastic quarter. Hitting the ball hard was Ryan Sheen. Well done below his knee was Brodie Morgan. He was good by hands. Hit Sheen again on the left and lace out and finds Worthington. They are running amok at the moment, Scarborough.
Their centre bounce work's been terrific. And obviously led extremely well by Big Bomber in there, but their little fellas are really going to work.
Yeah, just playing a very good brand of footy.
Yeah, Morgan, Ashman, Westcombe this quarter, Zach Morgan, just overwhelming him with weight of numbers, and normally you'd expect Scott Worthington probably convert from here.
Big run up by Worthington. Ultimately 30 metres out. It's a thumping left foot kick. He knows only one way, and that's straight over the goal. Umpire said he has been the difference so far this game there. Brett, he's kicked 4 majors for Scarborough.
Yeah, and at the opposite end of the ground, CBC's goals that they've missed have been a lot easier than the ones that Scott's converted. So he's kicked some from some difficult angles, and probably 4 goals straight. And when they've only kicked 9, it's an important part of the game. And his finish is just first class.
Like
Good
again.
ball use, though, by the midfielders.
Yeah, they're running a lot harder, aren't they, Scarborough? Running in numbers. And all the little fellas just nose over the footy and pushing the ball forward. And starting from the centre of the ground, their centre clearance work this quarter has been very, very good, has Scarborough. And that's why they lead at the moment. The 16-minute mark of the third quarter, 9-4 to 3-10. We look around once again. This knock by Bomb was fantastic. Find Shanahan. He overran it. Fremantle CBC through Tom Hooker can kick the ball forward. Good tackle by the Scarborough defender. Umpire says give the ball to me. The attacking play so far, Fremantle CBC, this could have few and far between. Bomber once again, a fantastic ruck work, found Shanahan. Shanahan over the top, very good attack by Borovic for Fremantle CBC. And there's Thomas Irwin again through traffic, was hard running. Scarborough again through Zach Morgan. Morgan's overrun it, so is Brodie Morgan. Umpire says give the ball to me. Kick and a half out from Scarborough Gold, and it's all been one-way traffic for them this quarter, Brett.
Yeah, we spoke about it at half-time, Cam, that the vital third quarter, and so far it's been Scarborough too good.
So kick off the top there by Chris Byrne for Fremantle CBC. Falls in the hand of the player over there in Meadowcroft. Handball's okay. Randall, the experienced player over the top. There's Toomey again. He's been outstanding. Toomey just kicks the ball on the right. And so is this guy
Great
here,
execution.
Bomber. Execution is skill, and the hard running by the big ruckman Bomber's very effective. He decides to kick the ball down the line. Gains a lot of meterage to one-on-one over the top. Like it's not a key free kick. Harding attacked the ball with vigour. Well done by Harding, the defender for Fremantle CBC. Second and third effort by Harding was very, very good. Ball's going nowhere, and umpire said give the ball to me. Good to like that, an attack, old-fashioned attack on the footy.
Yeah, he's been under the pump a few times today, but that was a great attack by the team, and hopefully it might inspire his fellow teammates. They need this, and they need a lift from somewhere.
And starting and once again through the ruck work, Bomber.
He certainly got on top of King.
Yeah, Bognotto, he's been outstanding. Brings the ball to the ground, chisels the ball out. Valalonga just about taking a good mark, but he's robbed off the ball by Jack Byrne for Fremantle CBS. But Valalonga went into the contest again. There he is. He's had a good quarter, Valalonga. There's Randall. Good tackle by him. Could be holding the ball. And there is the veteran.
I don't think Benny's going to spring to his feet here, but he'll get up slowly.
I think he'll tell everyone about how good he was over at the Sandbar. The couple of frothies tonight with Benny. And good strong mark been taken by Mitchie McPhee. Starting to get across all over the ground at the moment, Scarborough. The dominating proceedings at the moment this third quarter. There's Mitch McPhee. Decides to play on, kicks the ball down the line. Running on, and a good defensive mark's been taken by Harding. He decides to play on and lowers his eyes. A good kick. Finds his teammate there in Chris Bazzelli. Oh, well done by the little fella there in Thomas Irwin. Read it very well. Handball though the top to Valalonga. He handballed the ball back into contest. The pressure by Scarborough has been very, very good. Have the contest again through Byrne. He overran it. Fremantle CBC player got pushed in the back. The umpire saw that as well. They're just under immense pressure each time they get the pill.
Yeah, it's the small players for Scarborough that are just hunting in numbers and getting really good representation around where the footy is.
Silkwood decides to switch the play and found Miles Franklin by himself. He can lower his eyes again, Franklin. And good kick and good slick hands taken by Meadowcroft. He decides to play on himself, and good kick, good passage of play here by Fremantle. He's got to convert though. Kicked the ball down the line was the player there in Anthony. Found Chris Bazzelli. Bazzelli on the right. That's a better use of the footy, and finds Newman.
Yeah, he looks dangerous without converting today.
Is he too far out for goal here, Newman? He decides to kick it to the hot spot and finds King in front. Oh, brings the ball to the ground. Should have done a lot more of that with King. Contest once again. The tackle was good by the little fella in Joel Ashman.
Should have marked the ball to me. He should have marked that, Cam.
Absolute gimme, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he had a big height advantage on his opponent, and he had front position.
And Bomber wins the ruck work again. Handball over the top was good. Running over the contest was Morgan. Kick around the corner was very good, but once again, positioned themselves very well. It's Scarborough through the defender there is Clay Murray. Murray decides to play into court, and he finds Brad Westcombe. They're just doing what they want at the moment.
Their back six has been terrific. Just worked as a tight group and used each other on the way out, and just digging themselves into a hole here, CBC.
Over the contest was Bomber, the big fella. He's outnumbered, but somehow hand the ball over the top. Well done by Scarborough here. They made something out of nothing, but Fremantle CBC come out and find Dion Anthony's been fairly quiet. Dion Anthony lowers his eyes and just about find his teammate over there in Brennan. He kicks the ball to the hot spot. Camp done it was Toomey, put a spoil on it, did the 1%ers. There's Randall. Hit the ball with vigorous again.
A wonderful tackle.
He just loves it, doesn't he? He loves those contests. There's the veteran. And the umpire says, give the ball to me. Kick and half out for goal with ours, Fremantle CBC. Bomber wins the ruck work. He's done well. He has been unchanged in the ruck all afternoon. Goes into, once again, the captain coach. Is very, very good, but the opposition ruckman marks it there in Sam King. Toomey's been outstanding all the day for Scarborough. King lowers his eyes. Tries to find the teammate there in Salamone. He's set upon by about 3 or 4 players. A bit upset with he didn't mark that. Counting down to 22 minutes of the third quarter. Scarborough are 9-4. Fremantle CBC are 3-10.
2 points for the quarter, Cam. Disappointing result, isn't it?
Absolutely. The premiership quarter. They haven't turned up so far this quarter, Fremantle CBC, where Scarborough have. Bottom of the ground, very good, is Drew Kent. Umpire says, give the ball to me, going nowhere. It's been a very, very disciplined quarter of footy by the Scarborough side.
Yeah, their pressure around the footy has been outstanding this quarter, and it's been the difference.
Umpire throws the ball up. Bomber wins the ball again. Won by the Scarborough player there. Tries to find the play there in Davies. He's overran it. Fremantle CBC can kick the ball down. A good sprawl over the top. The disciplined effort by the Scarborough defence is good. Jolly Ashman at the bottom of the pack takes another tackle. The little Caleb Daniel type with that helmet on there, Brett. He's had a good game, actually. He's done well, Joel Ashman.
Yeah, absolutely. As the game's got longer, he's certainly come to his own. His third quarter's been outstanding.
In the contest, or hitting the ball hard, was the Fremantle CBC player. Attacked it very well. There was Chad Sims. And the Scarborough player threw the ball up. And that's what happens when you attack the footy. Sometimes you can get the free kick, and exactly what Chad Sims did then for Fremantle CBC.
Yeah, probably just out of his range, I would have thought. A slight kick into a slight breeze. Just needs some good representation at the top of the square here, CBC.
He likes to play on. Sims, he's going to make the distance for there. So kick more than anything in the big pack there. Once again, Scarborough have the numbers. There's Toomey again. Well disguised handball over the top, trying to find Shanahan.
Must have had at least a dozen touches this quarter, Toomey.
Yeah, he's been one of the best, hasn't he, Toomey? Will he potentially get the beanie in the pair of thongs, mate?
Oh, he's certainly in the conversation at the moment. Yeah, absolutely.
Umpire throws the ball in. Ruck work once again by Bomber was good. Brings the ball to ground. Was Ashman. He's at the bottom of the pack. It's been like that all afternoon, the little fella, Ashman. Umpire says, give the ball to me. It's coming up to three-quarter time. Can Fremantle CBC snatch a goal here? Just gone over 24 minutes.
Well, Scarborough got 17 players in the defensive 50 at the moment, so they're all just trying to hold on to this very good lead late in the quarter.
And running of the contest, there's your Ashman again. Through traffic was good. Kick off the ground was okay by Brad Westcombe. Gained a few metres, but Fremantle CBC pushed the ball forward. Harrison Call over the top. Good sprawl by the player there, and Scotty Tyres. 24.5 minutes, not too long to go for this quarter. There's been a dominant display by Scarborough. It's slammed on 4 goals, 1 this quarter, and Fremantle CBC have only registered 2 points. Umpire throws the ball in. Good ruck work. Ashman again puts his head over the footy and could be in a bit of trouble, and it's going to be another potential goal on three-quarter time.
Right on the
siren to Fremantle CBC.
For all his great work this quarter, he's just a little bit unlucky there, Joel Ashman.
Yeah, and kick for goal here by the Fremantle CBC player.
I think it might be Ned Brennan again,
I think
the
it is.
left footer. He's a bit of an awkward drop.
And you tell you what, he's missed, and that basically sums up their afternoon at the moment. Scarborough are 9 goals 4. Fremantle CBC are 3 goals 11. That quarter, Scarborough kick 4 goals 1, and Fremantle kick only 3 points. A pretty ordinary effort by Fremantle CBC. Majors goal scorers, Worthington's been outstanding. He's kicked 4. Single goal scorers to Sam Davies, to Antonio, to Westcombe, to Valalonga and to Morgan. And for Fremantle CBC, Smith has kicked 1, Ned Brennan's kicked 2. But a very dismal looking scoreboard for Fremantle CBC, Brett.
Yeah, and they've still had more scoring shots. And that last kick there, 15 to 20 metres out from goal, pretty much directly in front. The siren's gone. Your team needs a lift. You need to convert that. Their goal kicking's been very disappointing, but all credit to Scarborough that quarter. Their work rate was terrific. Their little blokes around the footy, Irwin, Ashman, Wescombe, Zach Morgan, they just won a lot of the hard in tight footy, and Worthington finished off their good work. So gives them a commanding lead at 3/4 time. And normally you'd look at the score of C.B.C kicked 3 goals for the game leading into 3/4 time, and then more than 3 goals behind. It's going to be difficult for them to kick a good enough score. The back half for Scarborough in Toomey, Court and Clay Murray have been outstanding all day.
And quickly around the grounds, North beats a 7-4, North Fremantle 2-4. That's at half time. And also the other game, Trinity Aquinas versus University. University 8-2 and Trinity 2-6. So a couple of convincing people in front there, University and North Beach. We're going to take a short break and come back to the last quarter here. We'll see Scarborough in front, 9-4 to 3-11. Welcome back to 3/4 time here. Myself and Brett just trying to suss out who's going to win the beanie and the thong. So the players in our mind are Wayne Toomey, the big ruckman bomber, Borogno, he's been outstanding. Worthington obviously kicking 4 goals, so he's been good. And also, I think that quarter, Joel Ashman had a very good quarter, and Valalonga as well. But you can probably name about 6 players for Scarborough. Pretty difficult to find better players for Fremantle.
Yeah, it's been a great part by those players you mentioned from Scarborough. Court and Murray in the back half have been wonderful as well, and CBC's better players are few and far between at the moment. They need a big lift from someone. You know, someone needs to give them a spark. They need to try and be a bit more attacking, switch the play a little bit quicker, and play on more often.
To kick only 3 goals for the 3 quarters, Brett, they've got to kick at least 5 this quarter. Could find it very difficult. We'll start the last quarter once again. Big bomber, great ruck work. Hit it right into the hands of the player there for Scarborough in Shanahan, but The ruck work by the big fella Bomber, outstanding. Middle of contest again. He wins it. Goes to Shanahan. He didn't have it. Fremantle CBC can kick the ball forward. And once again, Toomey behind the play. Takes a well-contested mark. Decides to play on to Murray. Murray down the line. Good kick for him. Kicks the ball to space. Hit the ball in front of him. Was very good by Morgan. He switches the play. Risky kick, but it comes off and finds the teammate over there in Sheehan. Sheehan can use his left foot. Good use of the footy here. Well done by Scarborough. Finds Shanahan. Shanahan on the right. Oh, good strong mark. It's been taken by Worthington. Just the use of the footy by Scarborough, Brett, is the difference.
Yeah, they went forward, and guess who marked it just through body work? Wade Toomey. Quick hands off to the running halfback to being wonderful all day, and just some good ball use from Sheehan. And it's ended up, a one-on-one contest. The defender needs some help. Scotty Worthington's a wonderful key forward, and at times someone just needs to be coming over the top when he outbodies his opponent.
And just look on the binoculars then, the ruck work by Bomber was absolutely outstanding. Old-fashioned just tapping ruck work. So here he is, Scotty Worthington, directly in front. And when your pumper players ties up, Brett, they bloody let you down. Exactly what happened then. Should have done a lot better with that Worthington.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. He's already kicked 4. He's been the most dominant forward on the ground.
Yeah, he leant back on that one. He'd be disappointed. He just didn't stay over it long enough and then kick through it.
So this is like Harding's going to do the kick in for Fremantle CBC. Looking at his options. Decides to play on and kick the ball straight down the middle of the ground. Borovic overran it. There's Bomb with a clever little ruck work. Hit Randall. Volalonga was good through traffic. So was Willett. Willett on the right. Chisels the ball over the far side. Good passage to play. Finds Shanahan. Shanahan on the right forward. Over the line there was the Scarborough play. Antonio was good through traffic. Kick around the corner. The left was okay. Well met around the corner was very good by Davies. Tries to find the one on Worthington, but have the numbers here through Anthony. Good chain of handballs. Finds Harding. Harding on the right. The kick was okay. And found the play there in Salamone. He's had a very good first quarter. Has been hardly sided since. And that sums up their skill level at the moment for Fremantle CBC.
Chasing a spark, aren't they?
Yeah, they just flat from the first bounce, Brett. They just did not realise such an important game they have against Scarborough. They thought we're going to win this game. Well, half the game's above your shoulders, and they just haven't executed the skill, and they just haven't been switched on all afternoon as Fremantle CBC, and that's why they're behind. Getting to the run cost once again, Bomber. Well done by Salamone on his right. Kicks the ball to the point of the square. Good sprawl over the top. Well done by Randall. Willett behind the ball, and Randall once again. And umpire says give the ball to me. They seem to have more players around the contest all afternoon, Brett, to Scarborough.
Yeah, if you put it into the context of the TV screen, there's just more white Guernseys around than the green at the moment. And just Scott Tyers in those one-on-ones been terrific today.
Maybe the opposition coach should have a head count. There could be more players out in the ground at Fremantle. So kick around the corner. That sums up an ordinary kick, and he knew it off the boot. Was a play there in Newman.
Might end up dark enough, Cam, that you can sneak another one on.
Yeah, that's right. Tell you a funny story about Michael Pryor, the coach of East Perth, in a minute. He knew he's had one number on the ground, so they had the players to run on the boundary line, and another player went off right behind the umpire. He didn't see it. Didn't Michael Pryor. Well done by Bomber. The ruck work was good. The contest, they have the numbers here. Handball over the top to no one in particular was the Fremantle CBC player. Once again, Scarborough, very good. Morgan has it. He decides to switch the play over the far side. Tries to find Valalonga. Valalonga, very good below his knees. He leads it over for his opposition teammate. He didn't have it. They have it now with Anthony. With tackle was okay. Very good with Salamone on the right. And taking a good one-handed mark. It's a play there in Chad Sims. He needs to convert and had a lot more time than he thought.
Yeah,
and
a
I won't say it.
Result. Yeah.
A very, very disappointing result again. And 4 minutes of this last quarter. They've only kicked 3 for the entire game as Fremantle CBC. And Scarborough will bring the ball in. Tell them to quieten down. The Scarborough defender decides to play on. kicks the ball down the line. Well done by Bomber, just hit the ball forward, try to find Valalonga. Well done by the Fremantle CBC player, very good through traffic was Brennan. And hits the ball up, kicks the goal. Once again, well done by Toomey. Fingertip on it was very, very smart and very clever. They can switch the play again, but it's an ordinary kick by the player there. And have the ball now to Salamone. He's met very heavily by the Scarborough defender. At the bottom of the ground, once again, it's Toomey. Excellent by Morgan. Handball's okay. The kick was even better by the Scarborough player on his boot. Tried to find Antonio. He's about to take some mark. They didn't. And Fremantle CBC can defend and attack in the point of the square. And a good effort by both players for Scarborough. One of those was Bomber. The other was Clay Murray. And they've always had, once again, 2 players around the ball rather than one for
Yeah, the
Fremantle.
CBC guy did the body work then, and he probably should have taken that mark right in the middle of the goal square just to, give him something to get him sparked up and get some run in him. Just can't get this monkey off their back from kicking all the points, Cam.
No, it certainly can't. Good mark over the top by Anthony. That's Dion Anthony.
It's been all right today.
It's been okay. I think he's probably played better than his brother, to be honest.
Oh, no doubt. Yep.
Dion Anthony can lower his eyes. Good kick and finds Salamone. He started off the quarter very well in the first quarter, but very quiet since. And Salamone decides to play on and kick the ball down the line. Oh, great mark over the back of the pack. Fantastic mark. It's a good one. And
Oh, goodness
Ned
me.
Brennan, and Brennan's just, they
No
cannot buy
time.
a goal at the moment.
You just need to go back and take a deep breath and go through the motions of your routine, a la Gary Rowan last night, Cam.
Absolutely.
And he's rushed it and tried to hook it round the corner.
That's
and
his left foot on his natural angle, Brett.
yeah, Ned Brennan's kicked 2, but unfortunately for Fremantle CBC, he's probably kicked 4 points as well.
It hasn't been good. And the captain coach will relieve the pressure for Scarborough, and Toomey decides to take a bounce. He goes straight down the middle of the ground. Ball up Ote. Second effort was very good by Worthington.
Great pressure by the
Great
Scarborough
effort
team.
by Scarborough, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great pressure.
By Ryan Sheehan. Sheehan can play on his left and finds Bomber. He's been outstanding. He decides to play on and kick the ball to the hot spot.
Ashman's in a bit of trouble in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, he doesn't look too
Yeah,
comfortable
it's
there
just-
on his...
No, I think his head might have been hit into the ground.
Good ball over the top. They have the numbers here. Well done through traffic was very good over the top. Tried to find Westcombe. He on his right, but turned the ball straight over. They have the numbers here to Fremantle CBC through Luke Pearson. Once again, the pressure by Scarborough has been outstanding. Lucky not holding the ball. We got one a bit high was Morgan. He's given away the free kick. So Scarborough can relieve the pressure, and they do that very good, and finds Thomas Hooker. Hooker on the right. Finds Ned Brennan. Brennan can play it on to Anthony.
Oh, they're
Anthony
out, they're
on
out.
the numbers here. Surely just chip over the top. We'll find Jordan Newman. He can run into an open goal. Take as much time as you like. And finally nails a well-deserved goal to Fremantle CBC. First goal since the 21-minute mark of the second quarter.
That's a fair while between drinks. So yeah, they've had opportunities today out the back, haven't they? They've had good numbers at times, and this time their ball use was better and could have been raffled who kicked that goal. So it's probably obviously the Scarborough defence got caught too far up the ground, and the footy out the back, and an easy goal to CBC, and dare we say it, Cam, desperately needed by the Fremantle CBC side.
Absolutely, Brett. 4-14. That's 18 scoring shots to 9-5 Scarborough. That's 14 scoring shots to 18. And we've gone 9 minutes to the last quarter. Middle of the ground once again.
It's alive though, this contest now.
It is. Bomber has it. Set upon by 3 or 4 players. One of those was Shanahan. Good tackle by him. And also Sheehan. Umpire throws a ball up. Another ruckwat to Bomber. He said he'd be a good fantasy footballer with a hit outs. He has. Goes to Morgan on the right. Kicks a ball. Well done. Over the top. Antonio was behind his play. Second effort was okay. Partner in crime there was McPhee. McPhee and Antonio, 2 good mates. Kick around the corner was very good. Oh, hip on shoulder by that Fremantle player was very good, was Brendan. Umpire said, give the ball to me. He caught one high. And it's going to be opportunity for the Scarborough player to get it. I think it was Chris Riddell Riddell kicking a half out for goals.
I'd be just kicking it in the direction of Scott Worthington.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to beat 1-on-1, isn't he?
That's why they should have moved it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, says Riddell. Kicks it to the hot spot. Then he's trying to find Worthington. He's outnumbered 3 players onto 1. Numbers here. They can run the ball out, do Fremantle CBC. The old mongrel punt out of the half-back flank. Numbers over the contest was very good. Well run by Randall. Handball was okay. With Toomey again. Beautiful handball. Found Ashman. He's recovered from the nearly knock before. Decides to play on. Push in the back, surely. And the umpire saw that as well. Absolute push in the back without a shadow of doubt here. This kid's done well too. Got a lot of the footy. The Caleb Daniel lookalike for the Bulldogs. As Joel Ashman decides to play on.
Vital in the third quarter, wasn't he, when they kicked 4 goals straight?
Absolutely, over the top. Oh, good, well done, Antonio. Antonio, a little check side. Should have done a lot better with that. They've got those big clanking forwards like Sam Davis, had that hard contest. Brett brought the ball to the ground and their players front and centre roved.
Yeah, it's very simple, isn't it? You've got some good tools and you get to their feet at the right time and you're in the game.
Anthony to Anthony, then to Pearson. Once again, Scarborough have the numbers. Good hard running then by Brad Westcombe. He throws in his right boot and falls in the hands of Sam Davies. And there's half a chance to kick it from there.
Bit going on in the middle of the ground.
Yeah.
Just introducing themselves to each other.
Brad Westcombe didn't know what's going on, and Harrison Court says, get off the road.
I feel late in the game he just might be a little bit too far out, Cam.
Yeah, I think you're right. Take a good kick from there.
But he's done the right thing by his team. He's milked some time, allowed some tools to get to the square. There's not a lot of representation down there from Scarborough with Worthington on the bench.
So Sam Davies takes a deliberate shot from goals. He's got a lot of distance on it, but it's just going to fall forward, short, and a rush behind for Scarborough. 12 and a half minutes gone. Take a mammoth effort for Fremantle CBC to get up from here. They're behind the moment. Anthony was good by hands. Hit his teammate there, and Nick Borovic. Borovic back to Leon Anthony. That's Dion. Well done by Willett. Spall's okay. They have numbers again. Do Morgan. A lot of courage by him. Found Westcombe. Westcombe's been pushed off the ball, and so did Ashman right in front of the umpire. He didn't see it. Pearson has it, and so does Anthony. They could be out once again here, all by himself. Over the top there is Newman. He's just got to get to that play running hard.
Sam King.
It's Sam King running into an open goal, and this could bring a little bit of life back into the game.
Absolutely. It's that all their defenders pushing up so far. They've been caught out the back 2 or 3 times and in a low-scoring game. They're obviously still alive now, CBC. And what do we find the score at?
5 goals 14 to 9 goals 7, Brett. So once again, 19 scoring shots to 16.
So Scarborough 9 goals.
9 goals 7, and Fremantle CBC are 5 goals 14. So it's only just under 3 goals in it. And they've got a bit of a sniff at the moment. Plenty of time. Yeah, still under 13 minutes.
Yeah, only 3 goals and they're in front.
And there's Ashman. Very good. Throws the ball on his left foot. 1-on-1 here. Have the numbers. Well done by Fremantle CBC. Found Anthony over the top. Ordinary hospital handball. There's Ashman again. Through traffic was brilliant. Found Morgan. Morgan handball the ball over the top. Well done through traffic. Then was Mitch McPhee. McPhee from outside 50. And just hit the point. Good effort by McPhee. Once again, the little fella front and centre is Joel Ashman. He's been good. And a minor point for Scarborough. They can relieve the pressure. Fremantle CBC kick the ball straight down the line. It's an ordinary kick. Absolute. Barry Crocker throws into a contest. Tom Willett. Handball out of the top to Toomey. Toomey rushed the ball on his right. It was okay. Standing under it. Just about taking a good mark. Then was Meadowcroft. He caught one high, surely, the Scarborough player, and he'll be the recipient of a free kick.
They've had that release handball all day at the back door, Scarborough. It's just got them out of a little bit of trouble.
Shanahan hit the ball low. Valalonga was good below his knees. There's Harding. Oh, good mark, Harding. Oh, decided to play on. It could be holding the ball. Oh, my God. What was he thinking then? Braden Antonio.
Not much, I don't think.
No,
Cam.
And I tell you what, Harding is not happy. He's telling the umpire, what else do I have to do? But good mark, and then lack of talk and lack of awareness Antonio was just going to get a 50 now, and this is an absolute gimme. And that is all she wrote, I would have thought, for the game now.
A little bit of friendly advice to the umpire. He didn't take it too well, and what was probably should have been a certain goal certainly is now. It's a 50-metre penalty. Lack of discipline.
You never change an umpire's decision, Brett. Once umpire makes the decision, that's it. You can argue all you like. It's not going to change the context. And Antonio kicks it in the backyard of someone's place in downtown here, Cardinia. And good goal from Scarborough. And once again, head over the footy, young Joel Ashman.
It's his second for the day, Antonio.
Yeah, one of the third and one of the fourth. So on the Dartfish scoreboard here, Scarborough, very impressive. They are 10 goals 8. Fremantle C.B.C. are 5 goals 14.
So I think if my maths are correct, maybe we've got an even 4-goal game.
Certainly have, and we've gone 16 minutes, Brett. So about 9 minutes to go of this last quarter. It's in the middle ground once again. It's King versus Bomber. Oh, Bomber ruck work very good. Tried to find Ashman. Second effort was okay. The tackle was even good. Well done by Anthony. Ashman below his knees was fantastic. Oh, well, pick it out of the pocket was Anthony.
Great
the pressure from behind was fantastic, but it might just be enough. It's a minor score. Good run and carry by Spinner Manstone for Scarborough. Just that little bit of a push off.
It's just Liam Anthony was out, and his effort to get there and put him under pressure just upset the kick.
Joel Ashman here running off for a well-earned rest. He's a bit sore and sorry, but he's played pretty well. And his Bomber takes a good mark. Close to best on ground, this bloke. He's worked tirelessly for Scarborough. Kicks the ball down the line. Oh, good mark. By Spinner Mainstone. He's decided to play on. Kick the ball down the line and finds Thomas Irwin. Handball's okay. Over the top there by Ryan Sheehan. Tries to find Valalonga. Well done, smart. Bring the ball to the ground, did Valalonga. And used his body just to terrorise it,
to his advantage, didn't he?
He's smart. He's over and again, Valalonga. Not letting the ball go. Well done, Valalonga. But they have the numbers over here in Fremantle C.B.C. He's just trying his backside. Valalonga. He's going to get it again. There he is. He caught one high.
Should have got a free kick. Yeah.
He caught one absolutely poleaxed, did Valalonga. Keep your eye on there. I'll have a look at the moment. Caught one from behind. They did. Good hard attack on the footy by the little fella. A little bit sore and sorry, but he's as tough as nails. He's back into the contest.
Physio didn't even get halfway out there, and he's jumped up.
He said, I'm okay.
I'm fine, thanks.
So Bomber wins the ball. Lucky not holding the ball. The umpire saw that as well. Play on to advantage. They can do that. A good mark over the top then by Meadowcrofts. He has it, can use his trusting left foot. Decides to switch. No, he doesn't. Goes down the line. And good strong mark. Been taken by Brennan. Have the ball now to Fremantle C.B.C. Umpire's call play on. He can chip the ball down the far side and finds James Morrissey. He made a meal of that. Out number 2 on 1 of Scarborough. They have the numbers here to Fremantle C.B.C. Decides to bring the ball in the corridor. It's effective and finds Luke Pearson. Pearson decides to play on. Kicks the ball to the hot spot. Good ball over the top. Was very, very good by the defender for Scarborough. I think you'll find that would have been Scott Tyers. They've been very well disciplined, the Scarborough side. Salamone was good below his knees and decided to chip the ball up. And taking a good mark is David Roche. He's been fairly quiet. Haven't called his name too much this afternoon, Brett.
No, he hasn't done it a lot, but this would be a much needed and handy goal for him.
So David Roche goes back. But
the yips continue.
Pushes it right. And 5 goals. 16. 21 scoring shots to 15. Tells us a very sad story for Fremantle C.B.C. Toomey goes down the line and over the top once again is a big ruckman Bomber. Handball over the top. Very effective to kick the ball forward to a 2-on-1. They have the numbers here, Fremantle C.B.C. They have it. Run on it. It was okay. Once again, Scarborough, just relentless attack on the footy. Morgan to Morgan. Handball was okay. When again it was Morgan. Ball over the top. Good hard running by Morgan. Found Brodie Morgan. Over the top to Brad Westcombe. And finally to Morgan again, and good defensive mark's been taken by Miles Franklin. He's been okay, Franklin, today. He's hit his player up there, Smith. Harrison Court hit him very hard. Willett has it. Handball's okay. Over the top then by Drew Kent. And find the big fella, Benny Randall. He lowers his eyes. Just got players everywhere, Scarborough, at the moment. They're just doing what they want with the footy.
That was just great defensive work from Court. He's been really good down back today.
It goes to Tom Willett. Willett on the right. Ball over the top was okay by Worthington. He decides to hit the ball, handball out to spinner Mainstone, and he's puts a little bit icing on the cake. Good little kick around the corner, and well done. Score assist to the veteran and Scotty Worthington.
Yeah, great finish from the pocket, and just weight of numbers just told out in the end, and a great centre of the ball from Drew Kent into Benny Randall in the middle of the ground, who spotted up another player, and they went deep again. And every time they've gone to sort of round that top of the goal square mark, 15 metres out, they've looked dangerous today, Scarborough, and have now just kicked the sealer.
Just a very disciplined effort by them all afternoon, wasn't it? Kick 2 in the first, they've kicked 3 in the second, 5 in the third, and also this quarter they've slammed on 2. So a very consistent effort by the Scarborough side. Middle ground once again. Bomber brings the ball to his contest, just about roved his own ball. Shanahan was good below his eyes, hit the ball forward. Tried to find the play there in Davies. He kicks the ball around the corner. Taking good mark was Morgan. Kept his feet, was very okay. Worthington was good below his knees. But they can force the ball out. They do. Fremantle C.B.C. This ball over the top was okay. Handball was good. Over the top was even better by Chad Sims. He kicks the ball around the corner to Fremantle C.B.C. to 1-on-1. There's that 1%er once again by Scott Tyres. He's been outstanding.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of the footy, but his body work and spoiling's been first class.
Just one of those old-fashioned defenders, Brett, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he gives you a couple in the journey as well. He makes you earn your kicks, that's for sure.
So 22 minutes of this last quarter. It's going to be a victory to Scarborough, would have thought. His Bomber wins another up knot, brings the ball to the ground. They have the ball, Fremantle C.B.C. Good second effort by Bomber. Good tackle by him. And the umpire says, give the ball to me. Picking himself off the ground is the big ruckman for Scarborough. On the Eagles list, I tell you what, he's hurt himself. That would be a tragedy if he's done something. He's picking himself off the ground. Oh, geez.
A lower leg injury of some sort?
A right leg. Oh, that would be so disappointing. I know he's picking himself up off the ground. Good on him.
He chewed up some good time there.
Chewed up some good time. And he still looks a little bit discomfort, does the big ruckman for Scarborough. They have the ball, force the ball out. Cop one high as a Scarborough defender in Drew Kent. The umpire says no, he didn't. So Kenny down now. Not too long to go. Just on 2 minutes of this last quarter. It's going to be a very good effort and victory to the Scarborough side against Diversity. They kick the ball forward through Randall on the left. Could be a really late free kick. And something off the ball with Anthem. They're kicking the ball forward. Running on the contest was McPhee. There's no one to kick to, McPhee. I don't know what's happening here. There's a bit of a blue going on behind the scenes.
C.B.C. players found himself on the ground.
Yep. I think that's Anthony. So it's going to be a kick to the opposition player.
Footy was inside Scarborough's 50, and there's a free kick to CBC inside their 50.
Yeah, don't know who did that, but it's not really going to matter because it's going to be a good victory here for the away side in Scarborough. I don't know what happened then. The umpires decided the player's giving him a yellow card, I think. The Scarborough player running off now. Don't know what happened then, but he's off. Is it a yellow? Yeah, it's a yellow card. Good to see the umpires take control here, Brett.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of blood coming out as well. He might have got caught retaliating there, Cam, which can happen.
Always happen. The Scarborough player. There's a bit of a laugh, but opportunity for Dion Anthony. to have a shot for goal. And could be the last score of the game.
As the lights come on, Cam, at the Oval.
At the Oval. So it's 11-8. Can it be 6-15 or can it be 5-17? So here he is at the moment. Anthony lining up for goals. He's gone the torpedo punt. And that summed it up and no score. So a very good effort by Scarborough. And we're going to go down with Brett on the boundary line. We're going to give the best player. We've decided it's going to be the ruckman for Scarborough, the big bomber, number 28. Absolutely outstanding effort. Rucked all day by himself, did a lot of work around the ground, and he was absolutely fantastic for the Scarborough side. So good victory for Scarborough, 11-8 to Fremantle, 5-16. Major goal scorers for Scarborough is Worthington's got 4, 2 goals to Antonio, single goal scores to Morgan, to Valalong, to Westcombe, to Mainstone, and also to Sam Davies. Goal scorers for Fremantle CBC, Ned Brennan kicked 2, single goal scorers to Sam King, to Newman as well. But 5-16, you cannot win a game like that unless you kick straight. So it's 11 goals, 8 to Scarborough, and a fantastic effort by them. And that is a very good victory by Scarborough. Pushed up back against the walls, and they came back and had a very, very good victory for them. Better players for Scarborough, as we said, Bomber, he's got the best player on the ground for myself and also Brett. Worthington was very good. Wayne Toomey was okay. Little Joel Ashton was very good front and centre. Alan Valalong was very good as well. For Fremantle CBC, pretty hard to find their better players, but I thought a very good effort. Probably Nick Borovic down back was okay. Ned Brennan kicked a couple. He was very good. Also, I thought Luke Salamone started off the contest very, very well, but they just did not convert all afternoon. Did Fremantle CBC, and Scarborough a very, very good effort by then. So we're just waiting on the boundary line there for Brett Mayo to get the best player on the ground in Bomber. So he's going to win the Dartfish beanie and also those beautiful Archie thongs. So he's coming over now, and good effort. This guy's tried his backside in a few clubs, and the Waffle has Bomber, both East Fremantle and also at the West Coast, and it's glad to see him get a good game on board. So it's down over to you, Brett.
Thanks, Cam. Dartfish player of the day goes to big number 28 for the Scarborough team. Outstanding all day in Bomber. Great effort by your team today, mate.
Appreciate it. It's a good win by the boys. Nice to rebound. Hopefully build some momentum and push for finals.
Thought your work in the centre of the ground, especially in the third and fourth quarter, tapping down to your little fellas who really went to work in the second half, was outstanding, mate. Congratulations on a great game.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate all the fans coming out and support us, and hopefully we can push for finals. Thanks a lot.
You have the Dartfish beanie and the Archie's thongs to go with it, mate. Congratulations. Well done to your whole team.
And well done to Bomber. A fantastic victory by Scarborough. They were very, very good, and hats off to them. Backs against the wall were Scarborough, but they just managed to do very, very well and get themselves on the contest. So very good effort by them, and a very good effort, victorious effort by Scarborough. So excellent work by them, and an even very disappointing Fremantle CBC side. If they had a kick straight, would have been a little bit different on the score, but too good for them, and a good victory for Scarborough. So we're going to knock off here. It's been a good victory by them. Thanks very much for Haley. Thanks very much for Jack, and thanks very much for Brett. So we'll cover the game next week. It's going to be a Scarborough home game, but it's good night and good evening from here at the Morris Buttercott Reserve in Cardinia. Good evening.